I come from a troubled past, the mind of a double standard. I write with the other hand, you might misunderstand them. Just take a closer look, you can see the bread upon us. I make history for a living, men of honor. What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode. You are now tuned into The Potent Perspective. We are the only perspective that matters. And today, we are delving into a controversial topic. I'm going to get straight to it. Straight to it. Are men and women of today okay with infidelity? Right? Joining me today is two very special people. To my left is my brother Ken Gamboa.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's a pleasure to be here on The Potent Perspective.
He on his Magic 102 voice.
There you go.
There you go.
It's a storm.
Good to see you, my brother. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, and before we would forget, I have another
A new
special
player
guest.
has entered the chat.
Well, yes.
She's very special to what we're doing here.
Yes.
To my right is nothing but Mel's dream.
Yes, the one and only, the myth, the legend, the woman herself.
Yes, indeed. And she live up to every bit of that statement. So today, guys, it's a topic that is controversial because we live in a time where, the idea of having poly relationships is entertained. Now you got two chicks that, or a female with in a relationship that she's advocating or she's taking a application for a third party, right? Right. And it's becoming of a norm. And to be honest with you, it begs the question, are men and women of today okay with infidelity? That's the question, right? Before we get into it, my thing is, as a people, I'm from an age where we still honor, being monogamous. You know what I'm saying? We still honor, my woman being for me. I'm supporting
from that love and basketball era.
I'm with Hash, though.
I'm from that era. I'm sorry, I can't share my leg.
Yeah.
I'm not about to sit out here and be like, all right, it's cool. It's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what they try to impose upon us today. I don't give a damn, bro. My lady,
off
for
limits.
me.
One-on-one.
And I'm going to make sure the world knows that. So I just want to kind of, put the question out there. Are you guys okay with infidelity? And before I get into the question, I just want to, get the perspective from my co-host and, partner as well. How you guys feel about the statement? So
Me personally, I really don't think no party is 100% okay with infidelity unless you're living in like an open relationship. And really, even with that, is it really an okay thing? Honestly, like you said, we're not from the same era, but I stand on the same morals when it comes to principalities and being, if we're in a relationship, I'm committed to you, you're committed to me. If we're married, we've taken this vow to be committed to one flesh, one body, one mind, one soul. Sure. So like this genre of like, it is its own avenue. It is a thing, polygamy. Like people do like to have whether it's two women and a man or two women and one man, like whatever the cases may be. But me personally, I'm not for it. I don't think that people are 100% 100% okay with infidelity. I think people have come to accept it if they are doing the same thing. Like if you know that you are sneaking and geeking and you find out that your partner is in that same realm or doing the same things, you have a certain level of ignoring the BS. Because essentially, I personally feel like you're not going to be as stern because you're playing those same type of games.
Of course. Versus
like, if you're my man, there's no way in hell I'm just going to be cool, calm, and collective about infidelity. I'm not going for it.
I thought I was the only one.
No, absolutely not.
And Ken, bro, I want to give you a chance to put in your perspective on how you feel about this.
Throw my salt and pepper in the motherfucking pot. Is people okay these days with being, with infidelity? I'm going to piggyback off a little bit what Mel said. I'm not really. I mean, if you decide that you're not okay with something, then it's not okay, period. I just think today it's a little different as far as I think that it may happen a little bit more. And if people do come in a relationship, and the reason why is because, I think there's a little bit more temptation as it was back in the day. We fully connected through social media.
You just strike something in y'all
So,
with that temptation word.
Yeah, the temptation is real these
True,
days
yeah.
because, we constantly, as human nature, and especially in today's society in America, how everything's built, constantly comparing ourselves and what we got going on to everybody else. And then on top of that, we want to live an exciting life. There's a lot of talk of self, these days. So we overextend where the idea of appreciating and putting yourself first to now it's being narcissistic and selfish, And so, go ahead, Ash.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your
So at the end of the day, we live in a society where, you might agree to be in a relationship, but you constantly being bombarded by all this visual temptation, or this temptation of this man can do better for me. This girl got a fatter ass, So you more liable to fall for, or look for other stuff outside of what you would verbally agree with your partner that this is just about y'all. So it's just a different era.
So let me ask you, do you feel as if influence trumps morals?
Yes, I do.
So I'm going with Mel. I think that it depends on the person.
Yeah.
It depends on that individual because, I could say, you know what? Come for a whole month. I'm not going to eat any fast food. And I love eating that pizza. I love hitting that Taco Bell, that Mexican pizza. But I love hitting that,
Right.
Sometimes that's my temptation. That's my pleasure. And it's hard for me to sacrifice that.
Okay.
And so I go through a period of time where I'm feeling the effects of, damn, I really want to hit that I really want to slide through that drive-through. But what's more important to me is being fit. My health, So in the short term, I'm going to suffer, but in the long term, I'm going to succeed. So relating that to relationship, it depends on the person because, you might get that momentary pleasure from hitting that fat ass, excuse my French. You might get that momentary pleasure from dealing with this man who got a bigger anaconda or he may treat you to these finer restaurants, but at the end of the day, he not going to respect you. He's not going to value you. He's not going to be loyal to you. He's not going to see a future with you.
Right.
So that momentary pleasure, once it goes away, you're going to feel that pain. It wasn't worth it.
But the thing is about what you're saying is, it's easier said than done.
That's it. But we don't learn it until we feel the pain of when we find out that it wasn't worth it. We got to feel lost first for some of us.
Right.
To learn our lesson. It's kind of like when you was a kid, you did something bad. Sometimes you can't talk to certain kids. Sometimes you got to whoop them. You got to discipline them. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to feel why this isn't okay.
Right.
I was one of those kids. I was a bad kid. You couldn't talk to me. You couldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
You had to whoop. You had to hit me. But through inducing pain on me, I learned, okay, this is not something to do.
So here's the thing, like the thing we're trying to focus on is the fact that
Not going off focus there.
No, it's okay. If it gets to the point where it corrupts good morals, I think it's a problem for you in particular because, you got to stand for something.
Or you're going to fall for anything. And that's why I agree with Hash because it's like, but you know why I feel like it's different? Because a lot of, and it's not just a man or because we live in this, there's a man or it's just a man or it's just a woman. It's both. Like both sexes fall short to it. People don't stand on morals and principles anymore. And I'm going to take it to even a spiritual aspect like, back to what Ken was saying. Yeah, like a woman might walk past, I'm a petite woman, but it might be a woman that might walk past me and my man with a fatter ass. We're human. We're going to incline to look, even me as a female. But it's like, are you capable of denying your flesh of that desire? Like, technically, you should be okay with denying your flesh of that desire. But a lot of people it's just like, if your mama tell you no cookies before 7 p.m. and she's gone and you see the cookie jars open, you're gonna like have that inclination to like, ooh, well, she's not, nobody's gonna see me. Let me put my hand in a cookie jar.
So here's the thing: do we need enforced boundaries in order to stand on the morals?
We need to bring back shame. That's what I feel like.
So
That's 100% true. No, but that's what I was saying to the beginning. Like, there's too much talk and value about self and putting yourself first and what you want. You do it to a point where you sacrifice the morals. You sacrifice, like, your word don't mean a goddamn thing no more. And it's easier to go back because, oh, this is what I want now. You gave your word. It's duty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've been taught, and Hash, you talk on this. I've been taught to married couples. You've been married. You know what I'm saying? You married. You know what I'm saying? You know what it's like to be in a marriage and have to make sacrifices and things like that. I've been in situations where I'm talking to people that have been married 15, 20 years, and they telling me that sometimes you fall out of love.
You
Sometimes
do.
you
I
fall
think
out of
we're
lust.
human.
Sometimes you're not craving the person the same way that you did in the beginning, but you made a commitment and your word is born. And at the end of the day, that feeling that you lost or that you thought you lost, it's a season and it's going to come again. Things change. You feel me?
Right. So the thing is, like, this is my thing. If even if I'm in a relationship, I feel like I'm entitled to a certain level of commitment to her because she has feelings too. You know?
Right.
Like, and if your word is your bond, let it be that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be talking all this and then
it don't add
you
up.
mistreating her. To me, that's weird.
Or
Right?
vice versa too.
Yeah, but well, you got to speak from the experience that you have, right? You're entitled to that.
Well, I've been mistreated by a woman too.
Got you,
Don't get it twisted.
No, I got you. No.
Yeah, I've been told, I need consistency, I need this, I need that. And then you don't bring anything of what you say that you want. You feel me?
Got you. And we live in a world where it's very transactional now, so I get it, right? But you still got to stand on morals that you stand on.
That I could take care of. But that's what I'm saying. If you say that this is what you want and you get into a relationship, you got all this temptation, we all feel temptation. And it's never going to be like, well, if I do my best for 3 months, after that it's going to get easy. No, because you're human. You always going to feel the urge to do this and that and that. But the principle and the value of your word is always going to make you choose this way, no matter how hard it is at the end of the day. You know, as long as you in this vessel, it's never going to be easy.
So let me play devil's advocate here, right? So
That's my part.
This could I already know. I just took your role, right? But nowadays you get into a relationship, right? And you might be caught up into being peer pressure that you need to keep some sort of spice, right? And this is, to me, the core of where
Talking about like
this
a side
idea,
piece and all that?
Yeah, the core of where it comes from. Because it's like, and to be honest with you, if you're being honest,
man?
Because no,
I'm
when
sorry,
I think about spice, like it just opened that door of thought process. Like that's why like people introduce this whole thing of like do a threesome with your man, your husband.
So,
it's
so
like once you open them set of doors, it's just like I feel like if you sniff crack for the first time or
It
it's over
becomes
something
easier
like
to make
you're,
excuses.
you know, like it's like you're gonna engage and indulge more. Like okay, I hit this high. Let me see if I can make another high. Same thing like. Threesomes, no judgmental zone. Like, I feel like, hey, whatever you decide to do, if it works for you. But I feel like those set of doors is unlocking another tunnel.
Have you done
a threesome?
Yes.
Not with somebody that I consider.
That you were in a serious relationship with? Okay.
No. Because I feel like
what did you discover from doing it?
It was a self-pleasure thing or a pleasurable thing. Right. But I personally would never do a threesome with my man.
Because,
like, I'm not. Because
from doing it because what?
You said why wouldn't I do it with my man?
Because you experienced it. So what did you what risk did you discover that could happen?
Not necessarily a risk.
It's not a risk.
It's more so I just wouldn't do it with my serious relationship because that's not a set of doors that I want us to be open to. I'm not allowing. We can explore, and there's a numerous ways to explore sex, sexual, all those types of things without indulging in threesomes. But I think in today's era, like everybody feels like threesome is a hierarchy of like exploration, and it's like
it's a treat. It's like you know my man.
Yeah, but there's 1,000,001 treats. It's like like
pick you a different tree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Pick a different tree. Like
you
nigga,
wouldn't want that ass?
So I have had a threesome before.
Woo, with your lady.
Well, my lady.
No, I'm saying so at the time you was in a relationship and she gave you a threesome.
She gave it to me, but really,
Yeah.
I finessed it. Really,
You
you know what I mean? And it was just.
What'd
like,
you say? What the?
well,
Look, Ken went too many details.
Yeah,
Nah, I want the
details.
sauce.
Yeah,
Give me
yeah.
the sauce. Yeah.
well,
He said, "Baby, I'm gonna get you.
Well, nah. so
I'm gonna get you that Aston Martin you
no,
been
no,
wanting.
no, no,
You know that BMW, that
No,
M3.
indeed.
You know.
Trust me.
We gonna go to Steak 48, baby. Yeah.
Dog, trust me, I don't need to do all of that.
So what
honestly,
you mean? You
truly,
it?
you don't. I feel like even with that, like you don't have to push it when it comes to that.
No.
Like if people are open minded to it and the vibe and
It'll
environment is
happen.
right, it's gonna happen.
It'll happen because the way it happened for me,
There you go.
it was easy.
How did it happen?
It was easy. Yeah,
Too many details.
Well, let's not get off the subject.
Yeah, we gotta stay
Stay
on task here.
Right? So the thing is, like, those type of things, like she said, to me, you open doors for other demons, because there's demons tied to it, if we're being honest, right?
For
Not to be
sure.
too spiritual, but when you do that, you welcome other spirits into your relationship, which typically should be kind of sacred, you know what I mean? Like, it should be like some boundaries. Now, if you don't give a damn about the chick, by all means, do what you do.
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
free game.
Yeah, but if you consider the significant other somebody of
Value, yeah.
then you would kind of have limits to me, to where you, as far as you go, right? And what the only reason we brought this up is because nowadays they have tried to normalize poly relationships.
Yes.
You feel me? It's a thing now. It's like
It's a trend.
Yeah. I
a
seen
trend.
one of my people that I know personally. This nigga is on there with his girl, and his girl is pitching out resumes to take applications, like, and she's like telling people her portfolio is basically saying, "Yeah, don't let me."
It's like a job application now.
Yeah, she's saying, like, we looking for a third party, and you know what I'm saying, we don't bite unless you want us to, type shit. Like, and to me, I it's amazing because this is a circle with a child. I've seen a little girl. To me, I think this way. I don't want to,
But is it infidelity if both parties agree?
It's still infidelity.
I agree.
I believe so.
And why
You know
is
why?
that?
You know why? Because it violates the commitment that you have towards just her.
Yep.
If that makes sense, right?
So the people that say our relationship is open or our relationship has 3 people and they agree with on that, they never told each other, hey, it's just me and you. Is that cheating?
Well, let me ask you, you have to start with a me and you to get to
It's true.
a me and 3. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Like,
that's true.
You like somebody
Even
has
though
to,
I get you before you got the package, right? True, right? You were the first buyer, but I told you that you weren't gonna be the only one driving this car before you bought it.
which is fair, but I think that the dynamics of what, like, let's be for real, like a relationship. 2.
It's 2.
Like we can try and declassify it and
Yeah.
like explain the different terms, and there are different types of relationships, but the general and genre of understanding of relationship is 2. A marriage is 2. If you're in a lesbian relationship, it's 2.
2.
If you're a same guy, like all types, it's the dynamic is 2. So no matter, and to me personally, I feel like open relationships are a scam because you
To me,
can just
yeah,
be
it's
you can be
not
single.
real.
It's not
I
a
feel
real
like
thing.
It's not a real thing.
Yeah, like
Even if it's 3 people and they're just committed, or 4 people and they're just committed to each other, they're not just freely, willy-nilly just having sex with other people and introducing other
so
people.
I feel like you can.
See, I told you devil's advocate was my
No,
role.
it's cool. Yeah, I feel it's good. It's
Yeah,
good.
it's
I
for
welcome
sure.
it, right?
Yeah.
But just like what she said,
Yeah.
it's like when you start a relationship, it's 2 people. Even if y'all had an agreement, the basic fundamental of how a relationship is ran, it starts with 2 people. So you gotta honor that first. So somewhere in that relationship, somebody's emotion or feeling is being denied or deprived.
But even if both parties want it.
but let me act, like it's just
Because
like
obviously there's a sect of human beings out here, right? That have like this sense of community love.
No, definitely. There is it's literally a thing. Like
yeah.
a poly, there's poly groups. Yeah.
That holistic.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Like it is a group of people that believe and stand like that poly relationships are like if we were filling out a damn job application, poly would be an option.
That's crazy.
But it's just
it's
crazy. But it's a thing. Like Cash said, like
thing.
it's like filling out a job application. But I just don't think that I think it's become a trend.
It has.
And the reason why I say that is because the group of people that stand on polygamous relationships, it is like something that they stand on. It's a belief for them versus like people that are doing it because it's like niggas men that feel, feel like I just want to have 2 females in the bed with me because it look good. Or like a sexual trophy type of thing versus like you're really standing on the polygamy values.
How do you tell the difference from somebody who's genuine in that polygamy?
I think it kind of goes back to what you said, like the understanding of mutual agreement versus like the infatuation.
So you mean like introducing it later on when you said...
Or at the forefront. It's just like if you ask somebody, when the last time you got tested, hey, I'm somebody that believes in polygamy, like is that something that you go for? I feel like that's something you ask at the front door versus like... you getting into it and you kind of trying to sneak it or like, oh, babe, let's try it. And I mean, as time goes on, like I feel like when you do talk to, like you said, couples that have been married for 15, 20 years, there are things that you try differently. Like I feel like to keep the spark, you're not doing the same thing you did when you started, but there are boundaries with things that you do
It's true.
try.
Now, while she's saying that, there's a zillion different ways to keep your relationship fiery absent polygamy. I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
It's a ton of things y'all could do as 2 people to enjoy each other every day, bro. Like, if you have like a what they call this type of appetite for more desire than just the 2, that's something different, right? To me, that's something.
Well, as a man,
I know, I get it.
No, as a man.
Okay.
You haven't experienced being in relationships. You are one woman type person, right? Do you ever feel tempted to step out? Like as far as just carnality wise. Just based off the flesh, just looking at other women.
So I'm gonna be 1,000% transparent with you, right? If I'm with my lady, bro, I'm with her, bro. Like I could find fulfillment in just her every day of my life.
As long as that is your
That's
person.
my thing, though.
Do you feel the desire, like, even when you're with an individual, like, I'm going to just Meg the Stallion or somebody could walk past you. Do you feel like your eyes, like, physicality, we're all, like I said, we're all human.
Right, we're human.
You're gonna look.
Right.
Of course, but do you feel like the urge
to go past
that level of looking lies with you?
At least once in your life.
That's a literal question.
Yeah. Like, do you feel like you don't feel like individuals or you yourself have the capacity to say like,
no, that'd be dumb. That'd be dumb for me to say no, because I personally have self-control to look at something and be like, okay, she's fine. But then to go out of my way and be like, man, but I might hurt this girl. And, I'm going to say that me personally, I feel lust, I can feel lust. But as far as acting on it, it's a different thing.
No.
Like I said, no.
But look,
it's two in the same.
No.
Feeling it and acting is one in the...
No. It's not the same because, like I said, with the fast food urges, I could still feel the urge to act on
Food
something.
and flesh are different, though.
To me, the urge, the feeling, to feel things in my human body.
Got you.
And to make the decisions of what's good for me and what's not, or what are the consequences of this or what's not. Like I said, I could still act on being like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this girl's number down and I'm going to knock her down and I'm going to be good. You know what I'm saying? And my girl going to be good because I'm still going to, put money on the table. I'm still going to take care of that. She can't bitch about nothing.
But,
no, hold on.
All right.
I could do all of that, Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm going to know, And as far as like y'all mentioned before, if you don't stand for nothing, you fall for everything, right? So as my value as a man is being the truth first, right?
Okay.
Having principle, right? Standing for something and knowing that if I say something, the dominion of if I say it, it is because I am, right?
Okay.
So if I say that, I'm going to go against all that. I'm breaking my manhood. So I'm not going to go against that. That's up to the individual, you know?
I got you,
what
brother,
you value.
But the thing is, that shit sounds good.
Yeah.
I would have, because it's like,
But that's the
even
difference,
with
though.
the sense of like what you said
Yeah.
with, I'm going to provide, I'm going to make sure, what did you just say?
No, I'm not saying that that's an excuse. I need y'all to understand. I'm not saying that
No, I'm
that's
hearing
an excuse.
you.
I need you to understand that is what people will say in order to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Excuse their behavior.
Yes,
Or
to
their
justify.
action.
No,
To justify. Like your
So I have to-
justification is like, babe, I take care of home. I'm working. I'm
Well,
doing
there you
all
go.
of this. But from
should
time to
be
time, it's just like, oh,
allowed.
baby boy,
Yeah.
I might fuck a few women
Yeah.
from time to time. But
Yeah,
I'm coming back
right,
to you.
Right.
Keep it out there.
Oh,
Like,
but
I don't
true.
want that.
But if you
true.
go and talk about what you should do, you should talk about what happens when people don't and what the process of it is.
But then that's what also makes me feel like you're like, no person can make you take your flesh off of the person you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, temptation is around us all the time in different forms, shapes, ways, like even outside of relationship aspects. Like, you can be an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic, and it's a drink right here, and it's like, damn, like, do I drink? Do I sip on it? That's the temptation.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it comes to relationships, like, some people are sex porn addicts or addicts or whatever you want to call it. Like, and it's like you turn that might be a turn on for your significant other, but it's like if you open those set of doors, that's gonna just
what comes with it.
you take. And so it's like, okay, am I really like, because I do A doesn't mean I can do B, essentially is what I'm saying. Like,
no, that's not it. You just have to understand that, okay, if you stand for A and you agree with A, understanding why B happens is important too, in my opinion.
Okay.
You don't have to agree with it, but you have to understand human nature. Humans aren't this monolithic thing that just come in one flavor and one way. Very complex and layered beings that are built by trauma, emotional and mental experiences and things of different natures. Some people have high tolerance for X, some people have low tolerance for Y. It depends, but if I'm able to understand it, I still don't have to agree with you, but I'm able to understand. And if I understand, and maybe I want to show you a better way, me understanding you helps me reach you. You understand what I'm saying?
So here's the thing, though, and that's to be respected, but that is easier said than done. Everybody don't do that much calculation.
That's why AA meetings exist.
And here's
you
the
understand?
thing. Here's the other thing.
No,
bro.
I'm serious.
No, for real.
Yeah.
No, here's the other thing. You're young. Your testosterone level is through the roof. You fighting against this right here.
You've been there too.
Yeah, you fighting.
Yeah.
You gotta keep this down.
Right.
How you gonna do all that calculating?
There's no space for that.
No. I'm not. But it's possible though.
It's possible, but like, let's think one out of the 20. Like,
we throwing just imaginary numbers out there.
But we're being. The reality is, it's just like even when it comes down to like, I'm gonna use an example like bachelorette and bachelor weekends. When it comes to like you're getting married, you know, the society norm is you have your bachelorette party, you have your bachelor party as well. A lot of men, they tend to like, I'm finna get my last free one out before I jump the broom.
With that.
But it's
you just can't say a lot of men, okay? Because it's based off what?
What is it based on?
Your experiences in life?
No, I mean, I've never been married, but just...
No. Just what you've heard or who you've seen?
Yeah, right.
And is that a majority or minority based off your life experience? Is that absolute or is that based off what you've lived in your little
Statistically.
area?
Yeah.
Statistics. Like numbers.
What does statistics say?
I'm saying in the sense of like, what I was getting at is like, people utilize that as an excuse to bypass.
Yes.
I'm going to have one free now. I'm you know, fuck somebody down tonight because the next morning I'm waking up and we're jumping a broom. But it's like, the reality is, what is the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the satisfaction? And I'm genuinely asking, like, what is the satisfaction that you gain from this one moment? Even when in the aspect of threesomes. Like,
that to me just means that person ain't really ready to just be with one person.
Yeah, but that should be clear on day one, though.
Right.
Some people, Hash, again, I sound like devil's advocate, but
But
I'm not.
it's
I'm not
okay.
trying to be.
No, that's all
It's
right.
Some
good.
people don't have emotional intelligence on that level
Got
to
you.
Right.
understand
Yeah, they
these
don't.
things.
Yeah, they
You
don't.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So, like for me, right, when I date women, right, women and men communicate like night and day.
Totally different.
We
Right?
process things mentally night and day. Instead of a woman telling me or any man, hey, look, I'm not interested in you. I really appreciate the time that we have, but I don't see it going nowhere. They'll never say that. You know, you got to read in between the lines.
Right.
If a woman's okay with not hearing from you for 3 days, or, you know, she's not asking to see you, or if you are in her space, she's not being physically affectionate with you, you got to read in between the lines, you know?
Right.
So in life, people, right, you have to understand where they coming from, how they moving, so that you can better process these things and allow yourself to make the better decision for you. Because a lot of times that person is not at in a mental and emotional level to tell you up front and be the truth.
Right.
So you got to catch certain things. You understand?
Right. But that's also,
And that's hard.
no, it's not
That's
easy.
fucking hard.
It's
you
not
know?
easy. But it's also attributes that you can pick up on in like the first month of these.
And that's what I'm talking about. You can
Facts.
catch
Like, for
things
real.
if you pay attention. If you put this certain, I'm not saying don't test people. Like, I don't believe in playing games with people, like putting them up for a test. That's weird. That's
I
weird.
think that's a weird society
Yeah,
norm that
that's-
like people have developed. Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
test you to see how loyal you
Yeah,
are.
no,
Like,
that's weird.
grow
man.
up.
Come
Like
on,
it's
man.
either it's a straight and narrow. Like
It's true.
When you want to date, be intentional. If you don't want to date, hey,
Yeah.
if we know that we're just sleeping around or we're messing around, like let's keep it clean,
Keep it
cutthroat and
P.
raw. Like
Keep it
I
P.
think a lot, and that's why I never, even with the basis of the question and the what we're discussing, the infidelity part, I never really understood it because I feel like if you keeping it 100 with somebody, like there should be no room for infidelity.
It should.
Like if I know that I'm no longer interested or you're not serving me in a way that you once were serving me, let's just cut the cord. Like you can do you, I can do me. But it's like people stay and they falsify their feelings, and it's like then that's where the infidelity comes in. I feel like those are where those stepping out moments, because like even with the men, like you might not be, maybe if it's sexually satisfied, your woman is not giving you the attention that you might need, but instead of addressing that, you end up texting or entertaining somebody else, and it's like she might be in the blind side because in her head it's like, well, if you're dealing with somebody that got kids, I got the kids, I'm cooking, I'm working, I don't have time for that. But in your mind it's like, shit, I'm a priority too. Like I still need my desires and satisfaction. But instead of vocalizing that, you just decide to go pick up the next
And that,
person.
So-
that bring, go ahead.
So I want to say something really quick, right? Because with regards to that, I feel like there's a disconnect here when it comes to this, we keeping it 100 and this is just a smash action. This relationship is based on smash action, right?
Right.
Which
To
a lot
me-
of times foundationally, some relationships.
No, it's cool.
Thrive off of that. Yeah.
But let's keep
Truly.
it. Let's be honest. Even in a threesome, I've been in a threesome. You get to
Said
land
that
it.
with a smile and shit?
No. I don't want to take it out of context. That's not my point,
Yeah.
right? What I'm saying is, you get to, laying it down proper for the third chick. She get to loving what you doing.
Right.
Your lady who you supposedly kept it 100 with, she's
Start
now feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
No,
This shit
literally. It's
happen.
literally, I mean, I don't know if y'all prone to like Scrappy, like the rapper.
Yeah.
His situation, like he had a threesome, the threesome girl ended up getting pregnant. Now she feels some type of way towards the girlfriend. So it's like,
course.
it's a very sticky dynamic. Like if it's all on some fun and games, it can work. But I feel like when you are dealing with somebody that is intentionally committed to you, that's where the stickiness comes in.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. There are people who desensitize somewhat. They don't have this type of connection. I've dealt with NPD firsthand. I've dealt with people who could just put their emotions on a shelf. I'm not that person. I can't do it. I'm a human being with a real heart that works. Like,
Yeah.
I get feelings.
You got a
I-
conscience.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I fool with you. I got love for you. That shit is real. So I don't know how to put my feelings on a shelf. I don't know how to do that shit. And if I'm hurt, here's the thing. I go by this law. I stand on this, right? I wouldn't do it to you because I wouldn't like you to do it to me.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I'm not finna make this like I need a degree for this shit. No, I would hate for my lady to step out on me because I don't like the feeling.
Yeah.
I could keep it play. I've been known to, call the type of nigga who probably got some chicks
you
in his
could
back
digest
pocket.
pain in different ways, but at the end of the day, you still feeling pain.
Yes.
No matter how
Right.
smooth
and
you try to
right.
be.
why would I create this facade about that when I close this door and I go in my room, I'm hurting behind her. Why would I do that? I just can't do that. So that's my problem with polygamy. I'm like, it's false to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because someone of y'all is connected to one of these people. Why would you
Or
do
more
it?
connected.
Yeah.
Or more connected.
connected.
Right?
Unless it's like a dry environment to where like, it's like swingers. You meet somebody at the club and it's like, shit, it's all fun and games for us all. But if like you said, you started with a person and then we're introducing it, somewhere in that dynamic, whether it's the man or the woman, somebody is going to feel something.
Some sort of emotion.
Yes,
of
like
course.
even like when you invite that third party, like the man might get more pleasure and the woman might find, or the woman might get
true.
more pleasure, and it's like,
true.
babe, I want to, he like looking like, some men are more enticed to it, like, oh, my woman like it, let's keep it going, or like, you getting a little too confused, or it might even get sticky to the point where it's like, shit, women might feel like, let's invite another man. He's like, I'm not with the gay shit, so it's like, the dynamics vary within that situation. That's why I'm like, polygamy, if you're not doing it in what it stands on, it's all just an infatuation thing.
It's true. It's like it's similar to a gateway drug. It's a gateway effect that's gonna lead to more problems.
Yeah, it's like what is that thing that they say when you get a sugar, like
a rush.
A rush.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that's my only thing with it. It's a facade to me because someone of y'all feels something here. Now I ain't gonna lie. I've seen it where a female, she's intrigued by the idea of her man being pleased by another
woman,
female.
yes.
And
it works.
And as weird as it sounds,
Right.
there's some men that have money, they're intrigued by the idea of another dude.
That's called cuckoldry,
I think that's crazy,
That's
bro.
cuckoldry, right? Where a man literally gets off at
seeing his woman
seeing
pleasure.
a woman get pleasure by another
so
man.
wait. So there's a name for
There's
it.
a term-
Cuckoldry. Being a
Cuckoldry.
cook,
I have
right?
to look that up.
Yeah.
I gotta look that
I never
up.
heard that
Some
one.
dudes,
I never heard
I don't know. Like this is just from, they get off at it. Maybe they pee a little too small, and they love seeing. They live vicariously through.
Let me ask you
They
something.
sit in the corner,
Let me ask you a
touching
question.
themselves. Yeah.
What ethnicity is this?
You don't want me to say. I think you already know,
got it.
bro.
You got to.
I think you already
'cause
know.
We're keeping it real raw.
Y'all already
because-
know. I
because
ain't even gotta say too much
We
on
cut
this.
from a different cloth. Niggas
Yeah.
is not going for that.
Can I throw a hint?
Go ahead. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
mean,
Because
But that genre is very open to a lot of the
a lot
true.
of weird
unwilderness,
It's true.
desires and
It's
thoughts.
true.
But like Ken said, I definitely think that people do get off on that type of things. Like
Yes.
if you are, that's why it all boils.
Should we
like,
judge him?
I don't think it's a place to judge. I just
No,
think
yeah.
that it's a level of knowing what you are okay with and what you don't. I think that sometimes we conform to things that we're not necessarily okay with to please and satisfy our partner, knowing damn well like when the lights are off, when the lights are on, you're not going for that.
You're
Yeah.
not going
I'm
for
not
it.
going to. I'm not going to shun myself because that's a desire for you. And I know like real deep down inside, I don't really agree with that.
Yeah.
Right. And when the lights come on is actually the moment where you actually are of a sober mind. Like, you're like,
Right.
why did I do this shit? It's the weirdest thing. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's
seriously.
weird.
It'll really have you out your body. Like,
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I remember how it felt. Shoot, I did my thing, but you know what I mean?
Well, you cuckolded a man?
No.
Like you
I'm talking
smashed his
about
wife?
the threesome.
the
the
threesome,
threesome,
Now, I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie, I've been in a swingers party too. It's pretty turned up there.
Yeah, they're wild.
But I ain't gonna
So
lie.
what if you was with a lady that wanted to see you get off with another woman and she took pleasure in that?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. With stuff like that, I'd be looking at her a little bit.
A little funny, right?
Yeah.
No,
You
seriously.
feel me? Because I'm looking like, all right, so you not really the relationship material that I'm looking for.
Exactly.
If you already open to that right off the muscle,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're not my type.
You're not me. You're not for me. You're
No,
not for
because
me,
you know, I mean, this one I learned I wasn't that freaky, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I went to a swingers party on the north side, bro. That shit was something serious. Yeah, it was something serious. Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Yeah.
I thought I was a freak, but this one I knew my freaky game was weak as shit.
That shit was
I'm telling you, when you meet people that surpass you, it's like, hold on, it's a whole new level set of doors. Like, damn, I haven't even touched the surface.
No, because I'm not gonna lie, I seen it all when I walked in here, and I promise I came there prepared. I had the condoms and everything. I'm like, oh, I'm finna have a ball.
Had a Rolodex ready to go.
I had me about 3 because I know after that 3-piece, I'm good. Right. But I walked in there and I immediately couldn't help but notice the type of energy that was in it. It was something crazy. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. My thing is, I'm intimate. I love, the intimate, experience with a woman, right? I love it. I could do that all day, right? Yeah. But the thing is, when I seen how easily they was giving it up in there,
it's like and with that, it makes you feel like Hash said, if I value you, there's no way, even as a man, or my man, it's no way I would want you to be in the pond with a bunch of piranhas.
Not.
I want you to be in a separate fishbowl.
Or not even in the fishbowl at all.
Exactly. I want you to be untouched. That's why I say stuff like that is more so when you're doing that, there's a slim chance of you valuing the person that you're indulging that with, because go ahead.
Devil's advocate moment.
Why?
Is it being selfish to just want that person to you?
No, it's not, because at the end of the day, I see my person as a prize. I don't want nobody touching my trophy. This trophy
But it's what you want?
If they're with me, we have the same moral understanding, or the same moral compass. We might necessarily agree on every single thing, but we have a level of understanding to where it's like, I don't want nobody touching you in a certain way, and I don't want you to be touching a certain way. Sure. We might have our fun from time to time, but it's only going to be that level of fun from time to time.
There's limits. There's limits.
What's the fun?
Whatever boundaries that you and that person
set.
So going out and just flirting with people and getting attention and not acting on it?
No, some people vary.
I feel like it's you and your person to decipher. But
what's good for y'all then? Is that allowable in a relationship?
Flirting?
To know that you still got it, and flirt a little bit.
But
let
me ask you this: what is the urge to know that you still have got
y'all.
it? I'm flipping it back.
No, don't flip it, because you're telling me you said certain things.
I don't feel
like I
feel like if we are committed, we're locked in, there's no urge for me to get satisfaction.
So when you say having fun, what's having fun?
There's different levels of fun. I genuinely feel like it depends on you and that person. So having fun might be let's buy. We see a girl sitting by herself, let's buy her a drink. It's on me and my nigga right now. Right. Just because it's fun. That's our fun.
What's fun about that?
It's just treating somebody, making sure they don't have nobody. They look at the bar, they're alone.
So you do the same thing with the homeless man on the side of the corner.
No, not necessarily.
What's the difference?
I might give him $1.
What is the difference
with the homeless man?
Why you got to go for the girl sitting by herself?
It could be. It's a variation. Those set of doors, I really feel like you depict with
for you
your
personally. What's fun about that? As a couple.
As a couple, I think that what's fun about that is just reminding somebody that you're okay, if that makes sense. We see you. You might be sitting alone, but here's a woman and a man who are mature enough to say, have a drink, have a good time. We don't know what you're going through. You might have had a long day. Your kids might be at home with their granny. Have a drink on us. Have a good time.
What is that based off of? How do you determine this person should get that? What is that based off of?
It don't have to be based on anything.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't necessarily be based on anything. I could go in a grocery store right now and see a happy couple and be like, damn, I want to buy y'all look good.
Yeah, let me treat y'all.
Yeah, let me
too.
treat y'all
Yeah,
just
so,
cause
yeah.
I got it. Like
Yeah.
I got it to splurge, and y'all look like a happy couple.
And that could vary, Ken, from different ways of giving. You might have a different appetite to do something totally different,
Right.
But to counteract what she was saying and to what you're saying, if you want to put it into a different perspective, it is okay to be selfish with the one that you love too. You know what I mean? Like to be like, all right, boom, I just kind of want you to myself. It's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? If the other person is okay with it, you know what I mean? So, but the thing is like the whole aspect of, how far would you go to give satisfaction to? It should have limits. It should have, because the thing is, you wouldn't want that done to you. Or should I ask you, would you want
Right, would you be okay with that?
Would your lady
like the question is,
Man, I'm dropping that girl like a bad habit if she do anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad. Look, y'all heard it in the audio. Loud and direct. Like, I needed to know.
If
like,
you in a relationship with me and you like, first of all, you my girl. Everywhere I go, people know me. They see you. They see me. So you can't be misrepresenting me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, if you just a little like scallywag, like good time, like, yeah, I don't care what you do, but if you my woman and you my partner and we in a relationship,
but it's different, right? It's different.
Yeah, because again, different values and agreements and expectations have been set. We got a foundation. Now, if the foundation is cracked, we got a problem. We got to relocate this house, so we got to move.
Yeah, but it's different when you start asking the devil about being the devil's advocate.
No, because you gotta look at the whole to
picture,
see
right?
the picture in totality.
Okay.
I can't just be like this way, and not try to see this way. If we're gonna look and understand everything, we gotta look at the middle. So it's gonna take me to research here and research here to see this.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So basically, he just gave y'all a transparent view of perspectives, basically. Like, because the thing about it is, like, a lot of people,
They acting like I'm just being like, no, you gotta have 5, 6. No, I'm not doing that.
No, but you was kind of strong on the.
Yeah, he was holding his
ground.
He was holding his ground. I was getting a little nervous. But the thing is, even to piggyback on Ken's side, like with that, like I genuinely feel like there are people. It's just like people shun women that feel like they don't want to have children.
Yeah.
There are people that genuinely don't want to be committed.
It's true.
And I don't think that there's nothing wrong with it.
No, it's not.
I think,
expectations.
I think you just have to find your niche, like
you
what works for you.
You have to.
It's just like,
now hold on now, because what y'all said about that was that's not like a real relationship though.
It's not, in my opinion. Let me say my opinion.
Okay.
But I don't think that it's a real relationship because. And I'm a very spiritual person, so I'm always take you back to spirituality. Like that is not what God ordained.
You Christian?
Like, yes.
Okay.
He created man and woman for a reason, like to be equally yoked.
Right.
So there, in no room in the Bible is there a third party. Right. When you do that, like Hash said, you're inviting demons, whatever you want to consider them, call them. Like that's your own niche.
Yep.
But I genuinely stand on like. In the terms, it's like you taking the SAT. The terms have always been man and woman. Even when it comes to the LGBT community, Q community, it's like spirituality. That's not the dynamics in the right way. But we have that. We have transgenders, and they're getting married. They're doing things. So it's like there are different avenues now. There are different sets of doors open, but you have to find the program that works for you. So
I want to take this moment to go in a slightly different direction, as she said, because what she's basically saying is a community of our people today, they're actually socially acceptable with this type of lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. But from a standpoint of if you want to base it on statistics or, the result of, living this type of lifestyle, you still end up, losing or falling short because there's diseases that come with this type of stuff. You know what I mean?
We need to talk about that.
And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if we're trying to make it okay, let's talk about it. This is part of the this is some of the things that can come from you being overly wanting to be extreme.
From what I seen,
You feel
right?
what I'm saying?
From seeing the other side, seeing people that.
Seeing or indulging. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean,
Indulging like a mug.
indulging with responsibility.
Right. That's good. Heavy on responsibility.
Y'all just trying to go to the extreme with these.
Yeah.
They better pay me for representing that. And I don't even do that lifestyle. I don't even do that lifestyle, but I'm not letting them go down with that Titanic.
Right.
But from what the people that I've known that are polygamous, right, that do have multiple partners, that do introduce that stuff into their lifestyle, they always do it responsibly.
Not always.
Not always.
No, hold on.
Shit.
I'm talking about the ones that I met.
Okay, your perspective.
I said the ones that I met. I clarified that.
Okay. My fault. Our fault.
Them emotional triggers getting me off. The ones that I've met have been responsible. Always make sure that there's a process of courtship. There's interviews. There's getting to know.
Terms.
There's see if you're compatible not only for me, but for my other partner. And we
Right.
all are able to get along. And then there are avenues of getting tested. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the introduction of if the chemistry's there and it gets right, then it gets to that point. And once that gets to that point, then there's a relationship.
I ain't gonna lie. In the world of unorthodox behavior, right? How dare you have principle? Like, because my thing is, how you gonna go this way and then you don't consider the consequence, because it's a risk there. Here's the thing: if you're gonna welcome a third party, that third party could turn to a fourth party and a fifth party and other parties.
It could.
So
yes.
how are we standing on? What principles are we standing on? Is what I want to ask.
Who sets the principality?
It's the easy. I mean, it's easier said than done. I have a question to answer.
How you
that
counteracting
question.
the answer?
Right.
No. Watch this.
Yeah, let me flip the coin back on you. How you
Both
answer
of
the
y'all.
question with a question?
This is a question for both of y'all. Do y'all have the same principles y'all had at 25?
I don't think no person has like.
No, I don't care about people. I'm talking about y'all.
Me personally, and I just say that in a general answer. Like, you shouldn't. Me personally, no.
Yeah, okay.
No. And I feel like we're evolving.
We're gonna stop there.
Okay. Zip it.
Ash, do you have the same principles you did at 25?
Principles to me don't age.
Yeah.
So you have the same
principles.
The same.
Yeah.
Nothing has been added?
No. The same principles.
No, it's real though. It's real.
The same stuff I stood on at 19, nigga, I stand on it right now.
Exactly.
You didn't say yes. So
no,
you
but
can't
I
agree
agree with
him.
what. But no, I say it in a sense of like, not that I don't have the same principles, but they evolve because we're evolving beings. Like
so then
who I am today.
Evolve is change.
Growth, not necessarily change.
It's still change.
It's growth.
No, it's still change.
Growth
it's not the same. It's not the same. That's like this cup, right? Mm-hmm. If I fill it up, it's still the cup, but it don't have the same contents that it did previously.
So wait.
Yeah.
So you're saying that if at 17,
right,
you stood on the fact that, you know what I mean, fat people shouldn't eat a certain type of food.
If I had the principle of...
How did that change?
If I had the principle, you know what? If sun went down and I was my homeboy and I was facing 50 years and I didn't do shit, I'm going to go for it because that's just what we do in the streets, right? And you mature and you grow and you get a family and now you're like, you know what? I don't know about that no more, you know? I think that I should change certain values and principles that I have in my life to fit who I am in this very moment, right?
Well, all right.
Okay?
Right.
But you grown from that, you know? So now something here
like I was
saying. But did it change?
But here's the thing.
That's my main idea.
But here's the thing though. That to me is not a real principle.
Yeah.
That's an emotion. That's how you felt in the moment.
That is a dynamic of who you...
It's based off what you're exposed to and what your
environment
a
principle
produced.
Moral is like, you can say that in the aspect of loyalty. Mm-hmm. Like, that is a principality. Like, my loyalty to the streets ain't never gonna switch. Right. If they said they put the book down and I'm looking at 25 to life, I'm sticking to the 25 to life because of the moral principality.
That was your education. That's where it came from.
Right. But then it's like, I don't know. I think it's sticky. Like,
So look, let me try to help with this. A principle basically is a fundamental truth of proposition that serves a foundation for a system of belief or behavior,
yep.
or for a chain of reasons. That is totally different from like the way you feel about, a certain experience or that
right,
you
or a
might-
moment.
Yeah, because you gotta think.
I want you to read this now.
What is that, morals?
It's no principles. That's what he's saying.
No.
Principles.
Read the question up at the top.
Are
principles absolute?
No principles are generally not considered absolute, as their application often is.
But look at the question.
Yeah.
You got to think about the question.
Are principles absolute?
So you feel like principles aren't absolute?
If that's the case, principles are not absolute when you're 17, from when you're 30.
Yeah.
Principles are absolute until you decide that they shouldn't be for yourself anymore. If you decide that this principle should be like this, and you are in that mindset spiritually, mentally, and you go against it, you're betraying yourself, right? But if you change from it, if you want to grow from it, and you want to move away from that, and you're making a conscious decision, and you're understanding why you're doing it, I don't think it's wrong. I really don't.
Okay, but that's still your perspective, though.
That's my perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm speaking.
Right.
As long as we know that's
that's
the perspective is,
Right, because here's the thing. What we're talking about is bad company corrupts good morals.
Yep.
Right? Basically, generally speaking. That's on whatever
Can I ask you a
principle you
question?
stand on.
What?
I'm a demon, man. What's good? Who determines what's good?
And I'm glad you said that, because I think that we act oblivious to good and bad.
No. That's not an oblivious thing. That's a literal question. If I'm a child and I ask you, well, what determines good? How do I know when something's good and it's not good?
Morality.
But there's different morals, though.
There
so
are,
based off what determines a good moral from a bad moral is my question.
I'm sorry, I hate to be like the cliche, but it's like it boils down to common sense. Like, it's just like, I know if I touch fire, it's gonna burn me. It's common sense. Until I might have to experience it in order to know that it's not good.
You're not gonna tell a child that. You're not gonna tell them common sense. How are you gonna walk a child, a 5-year-old?
Listen, the experience that a 5-year-old, whether 5-year-old, 5 month, 15, whatever the case may be, the experience that you indulge in lets you know the morality compass of right and wrong. Just like, okay, I know at 15, I might have been sneaking and geeking outside telling my mom I'm at a sleepover, knowing damn well I'm not in no sleepover. Yeah. That's wrong. You know that's wrong. Everybody is born with a human conscience.
Your morals, you brought up some morals based off what? Based off religion. So
no, it don't even have to be religion.
Well, no, hold on. But that's what you brought up, though, right? Certain values and principles. For a lot of people in America, morality comes from Christian values in America.
It boils down to the ethos, pathos, and logos. Like, if you emotional,
yes.
How do you break down logos?
You got euros.
Yeah, all those things.
It's a different form of love.
It's literally taught. Like, I feel like living gives you those dynamics. Like, even as a child, it's just like, I mean, if we're paying attention to what's going on daily in the news, like there was just a situation in Houston out here with the 11-year-old playing the ding dong ditch game. That was probably morally wrong, but to them, they were just free willing playing the game. That man came outside and shot that child.
Certain things don't need to be said. You don't need to teach a child to say raping your mother is bad.
Right.
Certain things are innately driven into us.
But to some it might not be, because you have men like R. Kelly.
Those are people with a level of mental inability and trauma they're not healthy. Like they're not stable.
Right.
You have to understand that. But if we're talking about a stable individual, there are things that don't need to be explained that are just naturally there.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if a child asks me a sense of morality on a more complex level, I wouldn't say that it's just like human nature. You know, like I would be like, well, if I had a child and they'd ask me, well, how do I know whether I'm doing the right thing or not? I say, baby, the first step is, you know, you're doing the right thing when you're not hurting other people. That's the first thing that I would say to them.
So let's tie this into the topic of what we're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. How does that correlate
with infidelity?
Well, infidelity, if I tell, again, going back to what I just said, if I tell my child, you know you're doing morally what's right if what you're doing is not hurting other people, okay?
Right.
If you told this person that it's just me and you, we're a committed one-on-one relationship. It's just never gonna be anybody. I married to you, you married to me, I'm dating you, and ain't nobody being introduced.
Let me be devil's advocate though.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
And we get into this situation. And I go against what my mouth spoke. I'm not hurting that person. I'm living against morality. From what I choose what morality should be for me and my principles, what I've chosen to be for me.
Okay.
Unless I spoke up and I said, hey, baby, you know what? I feel like I want to open up this relationship and I want to try new people. Well, now I've given that woman a choice to either stay with me or leave me. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to let
choice.
I want to let Mel ask a question for you.
He said my answer. I was going to say, like, but how do you do that if you're dealing with somebody that is not okay with that?
You give them the choice. You respect them. You communicate. You talk to them. Now, if you choose, if after they've telling you and you still stand on what you want, of course it's gonna hurt them, you know. But at least you let them know and you didn't betray them, go behind their back and lie to them. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And at the end of the day, they might not agree with you, but they're gonna respect you because you kept a peep with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
potent.
Good. That's how you're supposed to keep it, right? But here's the thing, right? How far into the relationship is this understanding understood?
Right.
Well, of course, from the beginning, you should already say what it's gonna be from the first ending all the way to the ninth ending. And if something does change, you need to be able to, again, vocalize.
But what if this is like a one-night stand type of deal? Do you give those type of terms? Like, how do you differentiate, like, the value in what you disclose to somebody or a woman?
No, ain't no hiding anything. If it doesn't, again, if it goes against one-on-one, it don't matter if it's for one night or it's for an eternity, it should be spoken.
Yeah.
Communication, transparency, you know? Okay. Now, does that happen? Of course not, it don't happen 100% of the time. But that's the way in an ideal world. If you want to be responsible, if you want to be a leader, if you want to move like a leader, if you want to move like a man, if you want to move with the truth, you're going to be moving like that. And if you want to move like a woman, you're going to be moving like that the same.
Well, now we kind of like, we just resurfaced because the only reason we went that way is because you wanted to play devil's advocate.
No, truly, he want to be, now he want to go against the grain. He want to go against the moral compass. You know.
We just allowed you to
sprinkle some sea salt on the motherfucking steak. Yeah.
So basically what he said is, it's not good for you.
In summary, that's what it boils down to.
Right? So we gonna move right along. That was good. I mean, I feel like it's something that, you know, we like to claim as keeping it P, but in actuality, somebody get hurt in the kitchen.
And I really feel like there is a short line of keeping things
So y'all
P.
saying stay away from that?
From what? Threesomes?
Yeah.
No, I feel like to me personally, I feel like do what works for you and your person.
If you living for an experience and you guys are agreeing on the terms of we want to have fun, and y'all entertain that for a night, that's
cool.
What would you teach your kids?
No, you don't teach your
kids.
You don't teach that. You're not supposed to.
Like, I didn't get taught about threesomes.
So if your child, you know, kid has you got kids, you know, if you got kids and they say they're like, you know what, Mom, like, I'm with my partner, but I'm feeling this. Like, I think I might.
That they're interested in.
How would you walk them through something like that?
Well, it depends on the age of that kid.
Well, let's say they 22, you know, and they
22. I was about to say age.
I ain't gonna lie. If he's 22, I've already taught him all
the
so
things
what did you
he
teach
needs.
them?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I raised them to be individuals that have some sort of integrity, some sort of class.
So
of
they
Yes.
so they're gonna choose. So what you taught them goes against those thoughts or for those thoughts.
Oh, well, obviously what I would teach my kid would go naturally against that, because
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, that's an experience you have to discover on your own.
On
But
your
I don't
own,
know
yeah.
two parents that's in the house, but
Right.
let me
We're
teach
just
you how
hearing you how
teach
to have a
threesome.
threesome. Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. That's not a thing that's learned.
There
Yes,
are
learn.
polygamy households.
There are,
Now,
but
we
I
can't
think they
ignore
teach
them.
on the terms of polygamy versus threesome.
Yeah.
You have to identify in what the lessons you're
Yeah,
teaching.
it's
Like,
true.
I don't think even in polygamous relationship they're saying like, oh, let me teach you how to have a threesome. Let me teach you how to
Yeah.
swing.
No,
Like,
I'm not saying that
Yeah.
far, but I'm saying the values that you teach in your household.
Yeah.
Will they go against that or for that?
Naturally, they would go against.
Against the grain, for sure.
That's the point that I'm
yeah,
trying to
definitely.
make.
So definitely so against
So-
against the grain.
So yeah, so we can agree. That's not what we teaching our
Right,
kids. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
Right.
your
All right.
ass gonna know, man and woman. That's it, one and done.
That's it. So let me propose the next question, guys. What do you think are the main reasons people cheat in relationships today?
In 2025.
I think there's a plethora of reasons. Some for me vary from unsatisfaction, whether it's sexually, physically, finances.
For sure.
Damn, finances?
Finances are break
It's
up
a big thing. Yeah, it'll deter the whole relationship. Honestly, very much
We
so.
don't make 100 bands.
Not even about what number. I mean, it depends on who you're dealing with,
who
but
you're dealing with, yeah.
finances in general. I think that high expectations, low delivery. It just varies. I think it like me personally. I think a lot of it boils down to communication.
Yeah.
People don't deliver whatever it is that they're
True intent. might
yeah,
be,
you know what I'm saying? So
the
it's like
expectations,
you might feel like, oh, he's not giving me the reassurance. And then it's like you might meet somebody on a dry day off of work that's like make you feel, butters you up in that moment. And then that leads to the fleshy desires, or that leads to the like, let me see, I'm not getting this at home, so let me see what this is about. And vice versa for men. Like I was saying earlier, like my wife or my girlfriend hasn't been giving me the sexual attention that I need. Here's somebody on my line that's ready to give it up. I'm gonna go see what that's about. And it could be for some people just like a quick satisfaction. I just needed to get my rocks off and I'm cool. And not saying that it's excusable, but I can come back and be committed to my person. But 9 times out of 10, that might be the case for people. Like, I just needed that moment and then I come back to you, but you don't know what that comes with. Some people get pregnant off of one night of a sneak and geek. Some people might catch some off of one night of sneak and geek. So it's like the terms vary. Yeah.
What's your response?
Here we go. Y'all, see, why you laughing?
Kid has a
Why you
lot
laughing?
The short version.
Yeah,
Man,
the short. Give us the
version.
yeah.
The
short
short
version.
version. Y'all hate him.
Because
The short version.
there's a lot of reasons people
Yeah.
step out.
I think that
From men to women too. It's
from
too different.
a
yeah.
base, communication,
Yeah.
from a base level. Now, from a next level, ain't really no next level. All those things are they just minute details at the end of the day. Because if I communicate, I can't step out. Because if I communicate,
You're letting it be known.
either my person, either we can work on something, or we just split. That's simple.
It's that
That's
extreme.
fair.
That's simple.
Okay.
That's simple.
Okay, so see, the thing is, if you can go from either we can work out to splitting, that's an extreme.
No. But if you can't if my woman or I as a man can't give her what she want, you brought up finances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she like, damn, I'm tired of going 50-50 and working on everything with this man. Man, I really need somebody to be able to take care of me and give me the lifestyle that I want. And let's say I can't really do that at that time, or it's going to take some major time. If she's not willing to be patient, what's the next step, Hash?
I get that.
No, but I'm saying, you gave me, you asked, right?
No, yeah, I get what
Okay,
you're
well, there you go. It may be an extreme,
It's an extreme.
but what's the opposite that could happen? Stepping out.
no, I
No.
got what you're saying. Well, go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was saying no in the sense of like, back to piggy off of Ken, like the extreme can be stepping out, but the extreme to counteract that is how do we fix this?
Well,
Like where do we meet in the middle at? Like what you said, like it could be a financial thing. Like some people, I like that's a whole nother topic that we can open, but it's like, the 50, go ahead.
Would you build with a man?
Yeah, I'm somebody individualistically that I don't like, we live in a genre where like people shun people or women that go 50-50, or if a man is not 100% providing for you, he's not a man. I personally believe, one, do what works for you and your person. I don't feel like the dynamics, granted, yes, like I definitely feel like the standard, a man is supposed to be a provider. Whatever way that looks like for you and your person, that's whatever that looks like for you and your person. I don't think there is a necessary right way of doing that. Yeah. I do feel like two heads is better than one. Even if I want a relationship, if I have a roommate, two heads is better than one.
For sure.
Why does two heads better than one work for you versus how other women may think about, hey, if he got to do everything, if he ain't being no man?
I think that's to each his own.
No, I'm asking you why you think differently. I understand.
Why do I think? Yeah. Because I genuinely feel like when you, if you, and this, I say this with Greg, like if you are intentionally being with a person, and when I say intentionally dating, and dating with the understanding of like, if I meet you in the middle, I know that there is a piece of me that accepts every and all that comes with you. So you might be in a bad position right now as my man, or vice versa. I might not have it all together as your woman. But if we are intentional with our bounds of our relationship, there's nothing that we can't do as a unit. It's like, it don't matter. Like, I'm going to meet you in the middle, and vice versa. I expect the same thing in return, because we are taking the commitment. That's why I say, like, picking back to the question, I don't think there's a value within relationships as there once were in the past. Like, it's a projection, one. It's also a societal consumption that we're doing. Like, we're basing our feelings off of what other people, celebrities, my man, or the influence behind it, versus like, nigga, your man don't make six figures. Why is you comparing it to Jay-Z and Beyonce?
On top of that, nobody's willing to sacrifice.
And the sacrifice part, like we've lost sight of the plot. Like that's why I stand on doing what works for you. Yes, in the grand scheme world, I definitely believe, like, yeah, if your man can hold it down 100%, he should hold it down 100%. But me personally, I feel like I'm open-minded enough to know that we are a team. You might have me 80%, I might have you 20, or the script might be flipped at a point in time and I might have you 80 and you have me 20. But as long as we're collectively working as a team, that is my biggest concern.
Right, so everybody basically are entitled.
What you think?
Yeah, I'm about to give you my perspective now.
Put that chili on that bowl, man.
Okay, so here go the chili, nigga. With cheese, nigga.
Hell yeah. Can I add green onions?
Whatever you want. So here's the thing, right? Yeah. There is an absolute process between I'm tired of, being with this person who can't provide, and stepping out. That means in order to get from here to here, there was
a disconnect.
Somebody did not communicate. So you just don't get from here
and to land here, right?
No, you just, that's one aspect, right? Now, the other thing is, I agree with providing. I'm a provider myself, right? But I've also seen in my experience where I think they took the concept of the guy providing and the woman not having to out of proportion. Because what happens is, while she's at home sitting with all this free time, the devil is about to get her occupied with things that, she probably didn't even prepare for, right? So here's my thing. I feel as though you both should put 100 in your relationship. Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't let, and then I dare you to do the statistic numbers of the relationship that lasts with that mentality of, if he don't provide for me, let me bounce. Tell me the numbers on that shit. Like, you know what I mean? If we want to be realistic, and I'm glad you brought that up. But the thing is, that mentality is what pummels the possibilities of us having a successful long-term relationship to the ground. Because now you like, your first option is to think to get out.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's where it goes
A quick
back
escape story.
to
Doesn't make
sacrifice.
sense.
It all goes back to
But
sacrifice.
Ken, a lot of, and like you said, that is the thing. But I feel like a lot of people in today's world, they don't believe in sacrifice.
That's the problem.
They
and
don't
that's
believe-
true though.
yeah.
You're absolutely
And
right.
let's incorporate this. You forget that hard time creates an incredible bond between you and this person.
100%.
I don't know if people get that.
I don't think people
forgot about
value that.
shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like if I know we've stayed down,
Oh,
whatever,
man.
for this time or this moment, it's like, damn, we really weathered the storm.
'Cause
And
you
I
got-
think that even if it wasn't a relationship, good
Shit.
stories are built on
That's right.
weathering
Hard
the
times.
storm.
It's
That's
true.
right.
Yeah.
And guess what's gonna happen when I come up? She gonna get the world.
Yeah.
Because she was with me the
Yeah,
whole
you-
time.
Say that shit,
You
man.
feel what I'm saying?
You know what? That's the thing, and I don't want it to get too one sided, but I hate when there are women that be like, I need a man to give me this, that's why Z, and he need, all this entitlement.
Yeah.
They don't understand a lot of women that if you a down chick, now I'm not saying it don't happen, right? But there's a lot of men that have the mentality that if you just a woman and you actually give a damn about him and you treat him as such, he gonna all the things that certain women have to ask for, he gonna give you.
I
the
tell
world.
people that all the
He
time.
gonna give you the world.
I tell if you let a guy just
Be
do
a
what
man.
he's supposed to do,
Be a man.
this nigga will pick up the World Trade Center and walk around Times
Facts.
Square with that shit for
Listen,
you.
If you are
that
that woman
restaurant
for that person.
25 miles away.
Yeah.
And I only got 30 miles in my gas.
I'm going to make it happen to make
I'm
sure.
gonna drive her
happen.
there, and I'm gonna spend my last money, and I'm gonna figure it out afterwards.
Right, right,
Because it's
right.
gonna put a smile on her
Of
face.
But
course.
you know what has changed the narrative is a lot of women, the expectation is you want a man to do every A through Z before we've even made the introduction of the letter A.
It
But
makes no
then-
sense.
And then if you don't do it, you less than a man.
But see, but then
Yeah,
if
that's
I,
the worst thing.
But
Yeah.
if I ask for booty, it's a problem. I gotta
And
wait,
yeah.
and I gotta build up towards it.
Yeah.
But I'm expected to provide
it's really,
these
it's
things.
different. Yeah. It's
But again, I'm not trying to get towards that. What I'm trying to say is that there's too much of self.
yeah.
Right. So it's
You
a
know,
self-
too much of what
level of
if there's no
self-sufficiency.
sense of fighting and struggling for things no more and enduring. And so as soon
And
as
I will say though, to interject, love doesn't have to be a struggle love.
It does
I will
not.
say that. Like there are still aspects to where like even in our building, it doesn't necessarily have to be this grind or like
But
this,
there's gonna be
but
seasons,
there are
though.
gonna be seasons, but everybody's lows look differently. But I think that even within you have people that have lows that look like we don't date anymore. You don't take me to
Yeah, we just
Red
sitting at
Lobster
home
no
all
more.
day,
Yeah,
yeah.
we just sitting at home watching Netflix. Like there are different variations of what a low might look like. And I think sometimes like we feel like we have this mentality of get it out the mud, but that's not necessarily
it
everybody's
don't gotta
story.
start like that away.
Yeah.
And it don't gotta be through that. But
It don't, yeah.
it's gonna be times where
There's
you're
hardships.
gonna have to. It's gonna be times, and I've never seen a long-term relationship where you didn't have to push a little harder to stick
Facts.
together.
Facts.
That's why when the other day we mentioned Swiss and Alicia made a post. They've never had an argument in their entire relationship, and I'm just looking like
How?
that shit does not happen.
Yeah.
But the flip side to that is people forget how incredible of a bond hardship makes two people come together, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I don't think it's a race thing. I think that it's generally principles some of us stand on. Like, and maybe because I came from hard times, right? So it's something that hits home right here when you exceed a struggle. From
I already,
here.
yeah.
I don't know
It hits
what is
different.
it.
It hits.
Yeah.
It's a self reward. Like I made it. Like
Yeah.
that. Like, and I think that's why I feel like the terms of making it is not necessarily always financial. I don't have to hit a certain number to feel like I've made it.
very
Like
true.
when you make it through a certain
Very
obstacle.
true.
And like it was, and it hit me. The fact that you said that just reminded me. Like I was driving the other day, and I'm like just talking to myself. I'm like, man, God is like. These behind the scene moments of like, if I was to showcase that, it'll just allow people to understand like, bro, I've weathered the storm.
For sure.
You know, and it
sure.
hits different because it's like everything is not monetarily. That's why I'm like, when we get caught up in these things like, well, he ain't making 6 figures or she don't got this and that. It's like everything is not money. Like, y'all are missing the plot here.
You're missing the plot. And then Kevin Gates said something I seen on a post. Not that I
Kevin
credit
Gates.
him for anything. I'm just saying, he's
Cardiac
the left
arrest.
card, right? Yeah, let's be honest, right?
Right.
But, you know, a broken clock is correct at least one time a day, right?
Right.
So here's the thing. He said something, and I realized that in my experience, I've seen this. If I'm dealing with somebody in a relationship, I have to be with someone who's been through some sort of hard times. Because I've been with a person who never been through nothing. And that was disastrous.
Yeah.
Because, not to her defense, she was doing what she know. This is what she was exposed to, right?
Yeah.
I came from hell, so my perspective is way different. I appreciate shit like this. This is a big deal to
Her
me. You know?
tolerance not going to be the same.
It's not going to be the
Dig as
same.
deep as
But
you.
also, it's the same as a job. It's like you going to the job
Yeah.
that requires experience, telling them you don't have any.
Yeah.
Your value system is
Well, they know that you have a higher chance of cracking under certain
right.
moments.
Right. It's
Yeah.
the same principles apply because I would rather be with somebody that when it gets hard, I know she's not gonna budge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not gonna get, flaky on me. She's not gonna crack. She could kind of weather a storm. This is gonna give me the ability to do what I need to do
Focus,
for both of
lock
us,
in.
and we can strengthen
You
each
can
other.
lock in. That's
right?
right.
So that's the bond that's needed in a
Yeah,
relationship,
yeah.
and it don't cost nothing.
Yeah.
This is
So let me ask you this.
Yeah,
So
like-
let me ask you a question. If you talking about a person like that, a woman like that, if you're a woman, if you're looking for a man like that, what do you look for?
That's a good one.
If I am, and it's really hard because today the relationship is fixated on what you can give to me and what I can do for you, right? It completely blows away the ability to be organic between you and your lady or vice versa, right? But my thing is, I could sense humility on day one. I could sense, and you know what? You appreciate moments.
How you tell that?
Come on, Mr. Assessor, you should know.
What? You got
They don't know.
No, but you do.
But you know.
Cool. I'm asking.
Yeah.
How do you know? What do
How
you
do you
see?
know?
What do you
Okay,
look for?
okay, this is the thing. We're going
Right.
back to fundamentals. Conversation. A simple sit down. Me and her could have a sit down here. A lot of times I realize, and this didn't happen when I was young, I'm not gonna lie. I was always logical because I already came from humble beginnings, but it manifested and developed into something else as I got older, right? So now I could say, I want to have a conversation with her. I want to be able to talk to her. Because there's levels of intimacy that we could experience just off of being intellectual or being able to communicate that have nothing to do with nothing sexual. Now, when you get to being intimate, it's an icing on the cake, right? But to be honest, to be able to talk to you and see where your mind is at, that's a huge deal for me, dog. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Because a lot of chicks now, they don't got no conversation.
Don't
No
get-
substance.
don't
No
get it
substance.
twisted.
And
No,
guys
literally,
too. Guys too. It's niggas who don't really got nothing to talk
For
about.
me-
You know what I'm saying?
It's very surface level.
I
It's true.
love sex. Don't get it twisted. I love it. But that shit is only,
Take
of
a
course,
deep breath.
You young and you
Think
kicking, you know what I
before you
mean?
let it
Yeah.
go.
Right. Do your dance.
But
yeah.
at the end of the day, that's like really no matter. Even if I like to do it 10 times a day, if it was even possible, which I've been there,
It's still
but,
not gonna
it's
sustain
gonna be
doesn't-
like
long
yeah.
term.
10% of the whole interaction because once that post nut clarity, which is a real thing,
It is. And I think females have it too, though.
The same
Yeah.
thing.
We do.
if it's a real thing for both sexes, you gotta be able to chill with that person,
Yeah.
talk to
You
them,
have
Yeah.
to.
and like that person after that view
That-
of hard lust that's falling
Exactly.
off.
Or
reside.
exist in the same space.
Space.
Yes.
Yeah. Without
absent that.
100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Because
so.
if I feel like that's why I say like if somebody is just a quick nut or a long time.
Long term.
Like
That's
it's
why I tell guys all the time. I said, just because she fuck with you, bro. Don't mean she like you, man.
Yeah, no, very, and I can speak from
Yeah.
women's perspective.
Yeah.
You can, like, I feel like sometimes people think that women don't have that same mindset. Like, women definitely feel I just want to get, I just want to have my rocks off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get my rocks off to just for pleasure and shit.
Well, I mean, that's why you hear like the terms, or I mean, as guys get older, sometimes they get it. They're like, guys seem to be so confused, like, why I gotta wait for
90 days
because she generally like you, bro. Just don't think that the sex has value to it. It really don't.
It doesn't. And I think sometimes people forget that, like, at the end of, like, if I give it, like, men, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but like, there's a sort of like enlightenment you feel like once you get sex from a woman, if you've like been anticipating. But there are women that feel like, shit, I just gave it to you just because.
Well, you gotta understand, from a guy's perspective, a lot of men are raised to think, and which is true, generally speaking, that a lot of women, y'all are emotional. Y'all are are more in tune with y'all emotions.
Right.
On on our evolutionary standpoint. So a lot of men have been misled. Maybe once upon a time it was a thing, but now that's not a thing no more. And I want to encourage guys to stop thinking like this. If you do think like this, that if a woman has sex with you, that means that she's now emotional. That they think that for a woman to have sex, it takes a certain level of emotional investment. Yeah. It's not true.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be
that. So for guys, it throws them off when you fuck, and then
that's it.
Yeah,
I'm good on
what happened?
you.
I thought that you were now attached to me.
Yeah,
and that's only because naturally our nature was wired that way.
At some point,
right.
It was.
Yeah.
Now it's right. We've changed, but God created us. The woman possesses a certain level of emotion, and the man is of a different nature, right? But also, no matter how you complicate that, we still need each other.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I don't care what they try to do.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, man, look, everybody tries to be this hyper independent. Look, we need men, men need women. Point blank, period. And whatever capacity that looks like, the two coincide together for a reason.
For a reason.
Yeah.
And let's shed some, I didn't mean to cut you off, but let's talk about how amazing it feels when you guys accomplish this goal.
No, seriously.
Like, for real. When
there's days when I'm just like thinking, like, I just, from a business perspective, like Jay-Z and Beyonce, for example, I know like the conversations like at the dinner tables for them are different. Like, bro,
I'm about to flex your muscle with this one since you about Jay-Z.
Go ahead.
I'm about to flex that muscle. Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce though.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
I mean, I don't think like I stand on nobody's bigger than the program.
Yeah, of course.
If you were Beyonce's friend, what would you advise her to do? Leave Jay-Z, or to stomach it and just see the best in the situation?
Like I tell all my friends or any person, like I feel like everybody knows their limits. And when I say limits, what is your limit of letting go and being like, fuck this shit, or your levels of like, this some fucked up shit, but I'm willing to work through it. As somebody that has been on both sides of the fence, cheated and been cheated on, I know that for the right person, I'm willing to work through the shit.
Are you cheating?
And so moving forward, I know
she
that
just dropped the fucking cold water like it was nothing. Like, and I got this too. But anyway,
at the end of the day, I feel like people feel like because you're in a certain, just like Cardi B and Offset, like you feel like because they're in a certain caliber that they're shunned from going through normal human interaction. You're not exempt from nothing.
So what would you advise to Beyonce?
Do what works for you.
But we talk about stepping out, right? You done said that you've been on both sides. You did the stepping out, and you had it done to you. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about...
No, we don't want to get off the topic.
But that's the topic, Ash.
You okay? All right, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, sure.
No,
all right. But I'm saying, you also got to allow her, if she does...
No, she going to speak. I just want to ask.
You know she going to speak.
I just don't want no bullshit. That's all I want. I don't want her to politic and try to play. That's all I know. Y'all have the wrong person on the perspective.
All right. Well,
it's your show, Ash. If you don't want to...
No, it's okay. It's okay. I want to...
We won't divert.
Yeah.
Let me.
No,
be
but
the-
you did propose a question.
I just want to.
Yeah.
I'm the bad guy, bro.
I know,
What's the question though? Let me ask you. What was the question?
You've been on both sides, right? And you was about to hide this information until the
Oh,
Jay-Z.
no, it's
you
not.
ain't gonna bring it up. You ain't
No,
gonna
it's
say that.
not, like I said
Exactly.
in
It
my
ain't
first part. There's
It
no
wasn't gonna come
shame in
up.
my
Right,
flaws.
right, right.
That's it.
So,
That's all I'm saying. I'm rubbing it in, but it wasn't gonna come
yeah,
up.
you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are.
But
it's about to disappear in a minute. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
easily.
but why did you cheat?
We're diverting, but
No, we're not. It is sticking to the subject.
in my case, in the I wouldn't necessarily. This is me being authentic.
Please.
It's not necessarily. I don't classify it as cheating because at the same time, the person I was dealing with at the time it occurred, we were in a space where he was doing his thing.
Okay.
I was kind of doing my thing, or when I noticed he was doing his thing, that led me to doing my
Two
thing.
wrongs don't make it right, though.
Facts.
So
but
why did you cheat?
because I felt like that was my justification. Like I felt like there was a displace in our situationship because it wasn't really identified as a relationship. Let me just start with that.
Right.
It was more so of this is somebody I've dealt with for a while, and we just got accustomed to being known of being together,
Right.
but not
really
necessarily
being
stand.
to- I
You
get
know what I'm saying? It's like a situationship.
conversation.
A situation.
It just was a situationship. And as an adult, I can say that now because
So why
it's
did
like,
you say you cheat if it wasn't a relationship?
because if you think of the terminology
Yeah,
of
the
how we
terminology.
operated, we were operating
It's true.
as a relationship,
Right.
but
I get
it wasn't necessarily. You didn't ask me verbally that I'm your woman, and and you're
Right,
my
it
man.
wasn't
Do
confirmed.
you
It
think
wasn't
that to be in
confirmed.
a relationship, you should have that conversation with somebody?
I think that the two people that are in that term or whatever, you have to know what y'all have to have that understanding. Like people don't necessarily say, "Hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want to be my
Yes,
boyfriend?"
they do. Yeah.
Not everybody. No,
Not
People-
everybody.
Not
No.
But that's my question. Do you have to be?
No, I think that's my answer. I think
Yes.
that you have to know what you're okay with. Like some people operate say we're locked in, and that means they're together. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
everybody's
that's a
terminology is different.
So
that
y'all
is
never-
understood though.
Yeah.
So y'all never had a terminology to say y'all were locked in?
We were just always operating as if we were locked in. So it just became a level of understanding with our peers and the environments that we were
Yeah.
in. Like, oh, I know that's his girl. I know that's you know.
It's understood.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
then y'all
understood.
were in a relationship.
Nah,
No, hold on, Hash.
No, I mean,
answer for her.
no,
Hold on.
Hash is right. No, like
No,
he ain't
no, I
answering for
want
me.
you-
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's not a we weren't or we weren't. I mean, we were or we weren't. That was what it became. That was what it was assumed to be because of how we operated with one
So
another.
then the assumption was based for y'all or for the people around you?
Both.
Okay, so then if you assume, then that's what it was then, because that's how y'all operated.
No, because in my opinion, in my eyes, present day or like reflecting back, it should have never been viewed as a relationship because there was no formality in it. It was just something that we were two people comfortable with each other. You were my first or whatever, whatever the case may be. We graduated. We've always interacted. We've stayed in communication, and that's what it was.
So then why do you feel like you cheated on them?
With the level, at the mindset at the time.
So now,
Yeah,
looking back, did you cheat? Or
No.
not? You did not.
No.
It was just a physical act. She's
Yeah, just more so in the indulgence of in the technicalities of like people view us as a couple, and then on the sidebar you still you did your own thing. Yeah.
And how do you feel about it as an adult or more mature
To me
now?
personally, now I don't really give two shits. Honestly, because
That's just
I
being
feel
honest.
like that's just me being real. Like it ain't like, and like I said, unless two people, and now I can say that if I was to have children or a daughter, I'll let her know. Unless a man verbally confirms to you that you are his lady
So
or
you
woman,
gotta have the conversation.
you have to let it be known,
have to.
or it's
because
just
you
gonna be.
told me that. Well, what you just told me a little
No,
bit.
I told you that in the aspect of like that's what was going on with me.
No,
Like
I'm saying like, do you have to be my girlfriend? Like you said, certain things.
oh,
don't need to
no.
be
I don't
said.
think it has to be in that formality of wording. Like, I don't think you have to say, do you want to be my girlfriend or do you want, because the man is supposed to ask. So I don't think it has to be like, do you want to be my girlfriend? I think that people have different dynamics of asking things. Like, there's some people that say, we locked in, you my girl.
So it has to be said. It has to either if it's asked or if a guy says,
Because, like, let me ask you, if you're dating women, right? You can date as many women as you want as a single guy because you're single, you're dating. That's the process of getting to whatever next step that is. So when it's time for you to say, I think this one out of the 10 people I'm dating or taking out on dates, texting, whatever, how do you formulate that I want this one person to be my girlfriend?
That's easy. They giving you something that the other people just don't, whether that, and has nothing to do with
right. So how do you ask that? Like, how do you identify?
I wouldn't ask.
You would just.
Well, you're asking two different questions. You're asking how to identify that for myself versus how I'm going to let that be known to her.
Okay, so essentially correlating them both. How do you let that person know that I want you specifically to be my girlfriend?
That's just said. That's just something that's said. I said, you mine now, and are you okay with that? Yeah, okay, cool. We want the same thing, boom.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at. Like that sentence of, are you mine now?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
I may not say it so brutally like
right,
that.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
I know I may.
Well,
Well,
here's the thing, right?
I'm not even gonna lie.
Here's the thing. Basically, you have to have that conversation. I don't care what sign
it's
you
no
are.
gray area.
I don't give a damn what your love language is. None of that shit.
Okay.
You have to table that shit on day one.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you could beat around the bush. You have your situationship like.
Well, no, if something
don't
slides
want that.
through you could crack. You like, but
we're not together.
Yeah, we never.
You
talked
can easily
about it.
pull that card.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's someone who is lack
Childish.
maturity. Sorry, I don't give a damn what you call that.
Very childish.
I hear that.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Very childish.
If you want this lady,
Yeah.
you let that be known. And if you don't want her, you let that be known. So it's good.
Simple.
You don't really play with her, so then you like, man.
Ashley, let me ask you this. What if one ready?
He tried it.
No,
I know.
no,
He did.
I tried what?
He did.
Yeah, go ahead, dog.
Man, y'all double teaming me
No,
today
no,
for
no,
no
no,
reason.
We
you
just
good, you
But
good.
that's okay.
Look,
You know what?
listen.
No, you said
No.
you playing devil
Yeah.
advocate.
You
No,
playing
no.
devil's advocate.
No. This motherfucker, this is a four-wheeler right here. It don't stand on two and it don't stand on one. They got
All right.
so I'm stable regardless.
All right, I got you. All right.
But
and we're not trying to challenge that.
Right.
It's just
Nah,
perspective.
y'all
It is. No. It's not a challenge.
I'm
We're a
fighting
team.
a war on two fronts.
Team.
but
Nah, you're good. You're good.
There's an I in this team. But,
So, brother, go ahead. So go ahead.
and the I is silent. But
Sticky said the
Right, I am silent. He tried to passively slide that in on the low
I'm
key.
fly like that. Hold
All
on.
right,
Yeah.
so look. So what you was trying to ask?
What I'm asking is, you speaking about the man perspective, right? It should let it be. What did the woman feeling it first before the man able to say it?
Actually, it's still an order in which that goes, and that is we supposed to make the initial move.
So
do you think women get down on their knee and
No,
propose
I'm
to
not
men?
saying-
And look, check this out, brother. We live in I ain't gonna lie.
Like that.
We live in a world
Oh,
where a chick, when I came
Yeah.
to Houston, while you talking, it's a true thing. Getting chose. That's a whole community of that. I've been a participant of getting chose. I have.
I love when the woman chooses.
I love it too.
Yeah.
But
I'm a shooter shoes.
right.
You
but
know why though? But that's another But go ahead.
Well, at the same time, we still got some, embedded principles in, structuring the beginning of the relationship.
But we
at
talk.
least.
We in essence, we've been talking about communication here, right? So if a woman feels a little more ahead in her feelings, so she feels that they're so strong, and maybe the man hasn't verbally confirmed it for her yet, or even to an extent, even in actions, but she's still about her, right? And still showing that, right? He's not mistreating her. He's not pulling her to the side or nothing like that and making her feel any less. Why shouldn't she confirm? Wouldn't it backfire if she's holding emotions in?
You mean confirm in the way of like confirming?
So
like
I want
the
you to be my
relationship?
man. Like, I just want to be with
Oh
you.
no, I think.
Well,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mal. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think it's based on a woman. Like I think if you have a vocal person, like it's about clarity. Like if I see that it's going this way, like the actions we're doing, the things we're doing are signifying like this ain't just freebie.
Yeah.
This is like more intimate. Like we're spending deeper time. We're
Yeah.
doing certain things. Like how to. We're not oblivious to the
No, we're
truth.
not.
You know how to identify when something is just some fun
For
time
real, for
or
real.
it's getting a little serious.
Would you tell a man I love you before he did?
Yeah, I don't think there's I haven't. I've always been told before I've been able to say it. But I wouldn't have anything against saying it before a man said it.
At this point, moving forward, you would be okay with saying I love you to a man before he said that?
Yeah,
to you?
because if those are my feelings, just the same way like men do it, and they
Yes.
might not necessarily know how you might receive it. Because I think that sometimes men do fall in love quicker than women, and you're ready to vocalize that. And a woman might not be as subjective to expressing that in the same way, but it shouldn't deter you from feeling, because how you feel is how you feel. I think a lot of times people shy away from vocalizing how they feel because of the feeling of disappointment. I don't necessarily know if this person might feel or reciprocate.
Disappointment, power,
yeah.
feeling of control.
Well, let's keep this in perspective, guys, right? So if you can't really make that, like, it's no blueprint to that, right?
Yeah.
If you vibe it, because we got to be realistic here. If me and the young ladies in a relationship, a lot of it is based on the energy you feel. Before you even say the word, there's a feeling that you both have.
Energy don't
that's
lie.
almost on fire about you. And you can't hide it. So it will make you melt to hear, should it be male or female? I don't even think that matters.
Yeah.
Because y'all be so on fire. You could tell this chick is for you by the way she.
And
we
some
talked
shit
about
don't
that,
even
Cam.
have to be said.
We talked about that the other day. The
No,
way she look at
that's
you.
not,
Look.
you can't do that.
No,
because
no.
we already went against that.
I feel like in the sense of like some things don't have to be said in the sense of like the feeling is so strong, it's already said.
I understand, but somebody has to be vulnerable.
No. Right.
True.
But
somebody has to take the first step. So the main idea that I'm saying is it okay from a personal level, and I'm saying from a personal way y'all think from your own opinion, and then from a societal level, what the people or what's normal, what you see, for a woman to step out and be vulnerable on such a level and not depend on the man to make the first move, to be vulnerable in that way.
Well, first of all, you're not in a relationship with the people. Let's get that out.
No. But again, because what I don't want to fucking hear is, yeah, but it's not really like that. No. Or people think, no, I just want to know what you think, what your opinion is, and then what people normally do. And do you agree with that?
So here's the thing.
That's what I want.
You want to answer that?
Go
now?
ahead, you can go ahead.
All right, so look, because we still got to keep this on the topic of polygamy,
Sure.
right?
No, and it still is.
No, it's cool.
Because we're talking about communication and vulnerability.
So let's entertain this. I'm going to play devil's advocate now. What's the longest relationship you've had in your experience? 2 years.
Yes.
All right. In that 2 years, who ended that relationship?
She did.
Okay, and why?
I would say me. Okay. There were certain things that I wasn't able to provide for her. Yeah.
And you accept that.
Yes.
You don't have it. Okay. So that's an agreement that it takes a level of maturity to come to a conclusion. All right, boom, this is not working, or I feel like you violated. All right, this is
we're conversations.
Right. Now, realistically speaking, 2 years is not a long time, brother.
No.
You can have an what you call the infatuation phase take about a year, right? Typically, right? You move in with the person after that year.
I don't know, Hash. Can I be honest with you? In 2025, I even think anything from 5 to 7 months equates to 2 years to me in today's age.
Okay. Well, even in today's age, if you start a relationship right now, a year from now, you probably would feel different.
Definitely.
About the person.
Of course.
So you can't even base it on
No. Well, what I'm saying is it's hard to get somebody to be consistent with you these days.
It is.
It's super hard.
It is.
Consistency is hard to find.
But let's be honest. If you guys are two logical thinkers and you are responsible, you claim to be responsible, there's a certain level of accountability that you would hold yourself
Each other too.
That you would be like, you know what? I stand on this, and I have this to contribute to this table.
Yes.
And if you both meet each other, I don't give a damn if it's 2069. You guys are going to come to an agreement because why? You have an interest in each other.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
And the interest, I can say that there's an interest, but the interest can come up or it can come down.
I know.
Again, that's why when I spoke about the marriages early when we had this. There's a commitment, a verbal agreement that you make that goes beyond that momentary interest. Sometimes between people, depending on the individual, they don't feel like they have to fight or stay committed to that word, that agreement. That goes a little far beyond,
Got you.
So if you're married, yes. If you're in a relationship and you're dating, then the rules change for a lot of people. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It depends on an individual and their values and their core system, you know?
So,
but you know.
So here's the thing. Once again, it would entirely depend on. A lot of women say this term today, and I agree with it 1,000%. You want to date with intentions.
Yeah.
You want to date
Yes.
with the intent. If you're not dating with the intent,
It's just fun. It's
then
free
you should
game.
not be talking.
There's
any
a
date
lot of
conversation.
like I think that there are a lot of conversations that separate intentional dating than to just be we out
We
we
just
just
out- yeah, we
we
just
out here
doing us,
because
yeah.
if you out here like there's no rules, there's
No,
no
there's no
right,
rules.
but when you know that you are doing something with, that's why like sometimes even like I have female friends like you getting mad because a guy or he's not entertained, he's not responding back to you, but it's like those aren't the terms that y'all have laid down. There's no foundation. Like it's just a thing versus like we are setting the ground and the foundation and the understanding that we are both equally focusing on each other. And obviously like there are steps that you have to even take to get to that point. But once you realize that you are at that point, then I feel like there's certain actions that take place versus like I don't care if like I met a dude today, like if I know that's just somebody that I met, I'm the expectation of certain things, I'm not gonna hold him to that
You're not gonna
standard
hold him,
because
yeah.
it's like that's not what that is.
No. And to be honest with you, if you are dating or dating without intent past 30, I don't know what you got going
No,
on with your
seriously.
life.
Seriously.
I mean, is there an issue of immaturity or a lack of immaturity there?
Unsatisfaction.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I was 19. My mind was dedicated on family. I was
Right.
already knowing
Right.
I'm finna have me somebody solid. Because my thing is, I've always been a type that's been okay with bringing sand to the beach. That was just, it's an old term, but they used to say that.
But it's real.
You know, I've done that before, and I've
Yeah.
had guys hate on me. Like,
bro.
I'm like, because I'm satisfied with
Yeah,
this one. Like, what's
I'm
going
telling
on?
you, let me
Like,
tell you
know?
something. They have different terminologies, like Melissa said, right? Out here they call it, why would you go after what they say? I want to mess up some for show for some more. Like,
Yeah,
why would
yeah.
you do that?
Because I want to show this motherfucker. Oh, that's why. That's how I feel
Oh, well,
about
see,
it.
that's
Do y'all feel like, now that you said, do y'all feel like having peers that don't necessarily agree with the one man, one woman type of
Monogamous
vibe?
relationship?
Yeah. Do y'all feel like that influences your decision when it pertains to dealing with someone?
Personally, for me, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see where it can for an individual who don't have the workings and the foundation to be able to be an individual.
Because you know, like how they say, like single people shouldn't
Yeah.
hang. If you don't have, I mean, if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be hanging out with single people
Well,
versus,
it's the same thing with religion. Like, they recommend people of the same faith to hang around because they strengthen each other up.
Mm-hmm.
If you slipping up, they're going to check you. You know what I'm saying? So, again, for me personally, I have friends that be like, bro, why you bringing Sam to the beach? And I'm like, because she bad as fuck, and I'm happy with it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna put another perspective on that. You gonna have hella fun when you bring your own sand to the damn beach.
Y'all
Yeah.
look into chasing shit. I already got mine. She
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
sit on my lap.
Yeah, and
I don't
look,
got to sweet talk and buy her 4 drinks.
Right.
She already feeling the way that girl gonna feel after 5 drinks. She feeling that way
That's
for me
true.
right now.
Right,
You know?
here's the thing.
right.
She gonna make me look good.
Of
you
course.
know, that's
And
my mean coat. You
And
feel?
Right.
if we was to put an ego jacket on it, a lot of chicks
man.
still digging you because you got that
They
one.
want me more because
Yes.
like, man, what?
It's like a magnet.
What he got
magnet.
that she all
They
over
want
him
Yeah,
like that?
and don't, especially if you are two attractive individuals,
What?
like
Yeah.
it's even more
It's
magnified. Like, damn, well, why you got him and
Yeah.
or she got him,
They
vice versa.
want that.
Yeah,
And
I
look,
mean-
you still got your
I've been in spots, bro. You know, I think I'm a genuinely handsome man. You know, I don't think I'm butt ugly, but I'm not the finest dude in the world.
right.
yeah.
I've been in spots where I walk in, nobody look at me, man. Same
that-
people there. I
Yeah.
walk in another day. I got a 6'2" Amazon or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And the same girls that weren't giving me play, all of a sudden rubbing on my back saying, excuse me, you know?
Yeah.
Slang. They staring me down.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah,
But
it's a thing.
It's a
As-
real
as-
thing.
honestly, to tie this all together.
And we on 2
It's
hours
okay.
now.
It's okay. It's okay.
Stop. I'm just letting you know.
It's okay, brother. But we're gonna
wrap it in.
and then by the time we edit, it's gonna shorten,
No,
right?
we
But
shooting this.
basically, we're talking about polygamy, and is it a norm today? Is it accepted by men and women? And as we've concluded, it kind of is. It's something that they're trying to normalize, but in my opinion, it's gonna be a disaster waiting to happen.
It is. I think that you can't build a foundation with multitudes. And I say that in the sense of like, when you starting up something, man and woman, like two is better than one, obviously. But when you start adding 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, that's
Now
where
you
the
got a
divide.
community.
Yeah, like you got
Yeah.
a whole genre, and it's just it's a headache.
It is, and to be honest with you, I was trying to look up the meaning of it, right? And he went and looked up principle. Absolutely, yeah. But basically, you know what I'm saying?
I feel good about that.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine.
Here we
It's
go.
it's just from the perspective of the definition itself, it's basically the practice or desire for intimate relationship with more than one partner. And I ain't gonna lie, emphasis on the word intimate. So other than you can't build anything fundamentally based on intimacy with somebody because it's momentary, you know.
I think it's
If
a
it's all
headache.
no,
Yeah.
if it's all about sex, it ain't gonna work.
And
Yeah.
that in turn,
That's exactly.
initially, that's not a real relationship.
No, like, you gotta be careful when you run into situations. You could either be a man or be a woman. You just coming over and just start being about fucking all the time. No,
I think it's a headache.
You gotta be dating each other. You gotta
Right.
spend time together outside the bedroom, outside the apartment, outside the household. You gotta be in love with who you getting to know. You know what I'm saying? Always we as people, we're constantly changing.
Or
that means
you
constantly
gotta get to
keep
know
falling
who you in
each
love
other.
with too. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of people don't understand how long that can take.
Exactly. No,
But take your
definitely.
time. You know what I'm
That
saying?
and the reassurance and all of that
All
comes
of
with
that.
it.
All of that.
So I guess we can agree, guys, on one thing. This thing is not something that you want to build your fundamentals on at all. Like your future, none of
principles.
that.
Well,
You know what I mean?
well.
Or do you?
Nah.
All right. And
Yeah.
so we're gonna move right along. We're gonna move right
Exactly.
along.
That
right?
is that.
Yeah, we end that right there. Now, I'm gonna just point like maybe 2 or 3 more questions, guys. We're gonna wrap this all up, right? Have you ever focused trust issues related to infidelity, and how did it affect you or affect your view in relationship? We don't have to, we just kind of touch on it. You know what I mean? Have
Say
you
it
guys
again,
ever
ask me
been in a relationship where there was trust issues? And I could help with that because I've been in a situation where trust issues was created because, of one person not accepting the portion of their responsibility in the relationship and basically feeling like, okay, well, you got to carry this whole relationship on your back, which is insane because I can't do that.
Yeah.
I cannot carry. I can only carry me and you for but so much, but at some point, in order for me to keep thriving, I'm gonna need you
To
to
hold
take a
your weight
certain
some-
level
yeah.
of accountability to at least take the weight off. I feel like today's world, they believe that it should be one-sided, so
You
the
never
weight
should be
is left
one-sided.
on
Nope.
one
Yeah.
person, right? And now you got 2 sexes bickering at each other, solving nothing, getting nowhere, but
Right.
name calling. When in actuality, if we both was to say, you know what, babe, you're right. That was my fault. I should have never said this to you.
Right.
And you would be amazed. I promise. Say what you will. If me and you in an argument, and in mid-argument, I just grab you and bring you close to me and kiss you,
It shuns
it
it all
would dead
out.
everything.
No, and as a woman, I can definitely agree with that. It shuns it all out. Like, okay,
What argument
what
do
are
you-
we arguing about again?
This the thing about that though. Like you gotta understand again, men and women. I'm not even gonna. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah,
Look, he
it's just
gonna
gonna
get
add
it on
another
another
30
Yeah,
minutes.
all right.
Never mind. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
This will be
Nah.
for another time.
Okay,
man.
all right.
Yeah.
So
Trust factor.
basically,
No, it's not even that. But go ahead.
okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Looking ahead, What do you think healthy relationships need to thrive in today's world, especially regarding trust?
All of us said it many times, and that's
We just
communication.
Communication.
Communication and
Communication.
authenticity. Like, I think that those are the two biggest things, is being authentic, because sometimes I feel like we have to conform to someone, and we also, the other opposite is we feel like we can change somebody.
Absolutely.
And I feel like you shouldn't want to change your person. Like, if I feel like I have to change you, it's not authentic. It's not real. Like, if you don't feel the need and desire to want to be better, and whatever realism that looks like in your relationship, then there's a short end in our way that we operate. I think that communication and just being true to self.
I gotta agree, and then I gotta, on top of that, we can look at the statistics on how many successful polygamous relationships exist. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
nobody wants to
Look
talk
at
about
T.I. and Tiny. They opened them set of doors and they ass
Why
got
don't you
sued.
ask?
That's for sure.
You know what? Why don't you ask Google right now?
All right, let's do it.
I was about to say, I'm going to look up the statistics.
Do polygamous relationships less successful than monogamous relationships?
Okay, let's do it.
Are polygamous relationships less successful than monogamous relationships?
I could already tell you what the answer to that gonna be.
It says, this is AI,
Okay,
but
cool.
It says, not real life,
ChatGPT
but it says,
or just Google AI?
No, polygamous relationships are not necessarily less successful than monogamous ones. Research shows the level of satisfaction, jealousy, and commitment in consensually non-monogamous, quotations, polyamorous relationships compared to monogamous ones. Though successful, polyamorous relationships require specific skill and clear agreements to thrive.
Communication.
So wait, because he really finessed that whole.
He really
question.
did.
How did I finesse it?
I'm explaining.
Man, what you pull up, Harry?
All right, let me show you.
Some
What you
reworded-
should have asked is, how many polygamous relationships are successful? That's what you should have
Exactly. Thank you, Hans.
Okay, so first of all, we could put success in monogamous, and success rates aren't pretty high in 2025.
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
What we're
Wow.
only because what we're being shown, the narrative that we're being shown is the unsuccess.
God, you really gonna tell me
I definitely pull it up. Let me ask Google.
that? You go
You think
because y'all just twisted my question around, right?
No.
So if we're gonna twist things, right, we could always twist certain things to fit our narrative to an extent.
So look, let's entertain
Let me
the
put my
thought.
shades
Since
on.
you want to play the devil wears Prada,
I'm gonna put my shades on.
Polygamous relationships vary in length, but in 2021 survey of 340 polygamous adults found primary relationships lasted an average of 8 years, in comparison to monogamous relationship lasting 10, 20, and even 40 years.
What age group?
End of discussion.
What age group? What age group?
Well, let's be honest.
No.
No, let's be honest.
Divorce rates are at an all-time high in the last
but
15 years,
it's still-
20 years.
Brother.
In what age group are we talking
what are
about?
you advocating for?
Exactly.
I'm not advocating.
What
but
line
I
are
want
you
facts.
standing on?
I'm not just gonna sit here and push an agenda to just fit my narrative. If we're gonna,
But that's what you're doing.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
Pretty
not.
much.
If we're gonna speak about truth, let's speak about truth in totality and not just speak about what we think is right.
Okay, but also we still basing that
Because
on
I could
facts.
be like, because you could sit here and preach veganism, right? But then at the same time, I could speak about eating a well-balanced diet, right? And then I could give you information and speak about it to where it fits what I want you to do. I'm not speaking for anybody in one area. You can ask me my opinion, and that's something else. But just because I give you my opinion don't mean that I'm just going to say, hey, this is the right way. I'm not trying to do that.
Okay.
I want a person
Touche.
to decide what they want for themselves and what fits their life.
Okay, well, here was the thing. Here's what I need you to do right now. No, check me out. I need you to figure out
I'm
which
public
side.
enemy. I'm Al Capone right now.
Yeah,
listen,
he's
God,
definitely.
You know, with me,
Damn.
I'm gonna tighten you up. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying?
Let them loose
pick
screws.
What side you standing on, nigga? Like
What
you gotta.
mean? I stand on what I said. Just because I may pick a side, even though I pick a side, I'm still not going to speak in such a way. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to have a full view a full picture so they can decide what best fits them.
Okay, so you're socially acceptable.
I didn't say that.
That's what you are.
No.
He's trying to make this shit
You
complicated.
can settle that by asking me what's my view.
What I'm saying is, all right. So basically, listen, I stand on this side, and this the side I stand. I don't give a damn who look at what. I don't give a damn.
Cool.
You feel them? I'm not trying, and I respect if you got a perspective, but you're not finna corrupt my morals.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not. But nobody's corrupting you.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying, if we're
corrupting you is me pushing an agenda on you and trying to unconvince you from where you stand on. That's corrupting.
True enough. But let's say there's someone who is trying to make a decision that's younger than you, bro.
Yeah.
What way are you going to lead them?
Yeah, what foundation are you giving them to stand on? Are you telling them it's okay for them to be neutral?
I didn't say that. I didn't say
so what would be your answer though? If you had a son, and you were and he's in the phase of like, Dad, like what I'm curious about both sides, like which way is right? Just like we were talking about
which
the good.
Way is like remember what's right to me. Remember what I said. Remember what I said about right and wrong for me, from my point of view. Right and wrong for me is if what you're doing, wrong to me is if what you're doing is going against the basic human rights of somebody or it's hurting somebody with ill intention, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Which polygamy does a lot of times.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes.
Because if we go through by a means of communication and clarity and clear boundaries, and send those boundaries, and you step into the door having already have this scroll of rules, right? Then there can't be any wrong because you had a mature. It's consensual. So,
it's the reason why I feel like it falls under the wrongness is because somebody, I don't care, we can pitch it as glamorous as we want. Somebody falls victim to the lack of.
You can't say victim. That's a loaded thing to say because they agreed.
You can agree and still be dissatisfied in something. Like
that's,
I can be.
That's not a victimhood, though.
Okay, maybe not necessarily victim is the wrong terminology, but you fall short of something. You become
deprived.
Yeah, you. There's a less than. Like it's like I can agree to do something, like I might be on board to rob a bank and then you get the bigger piece of the percentage. Now I feel affected about the whole place. So it's like same thing.
That's a trial and error situation.
No, that's not, honestly.
No, that's trial and error depending on that, but they have to fuck around and find out in that situation.
Same thing with the polygamy.
Yes.
You have to.
No, but that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Because that's more specific to the individual. Like I can't say that I don't like a certain dish you cook, right? I can't say I don't like a certain flavor, a certain spice, or a certain type of meat if I don't try it first.
Right.
Can't be closed-minded like that.
Right.
You know? I have to be like, okay, try it. Fuck, nah, this shit ain't for me.
But there are people that are closed-minded like that won't try just because of their lack thereof knowledge.
But that's what I'm saying, though. My perspective as far as my wisdom is concerned, if it doesn't lead to self-destruction, if it doesn't lead to you destroying other people's lives.
But polygamy can.
Just like monogamy can as well.
But how is monogamy destroying lives?
Man, at the end of the day, there are certain things that you can go through in a relationship that's monogamous that'll lead to a person leading to heartbreak, leading to self-destruction.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. So there are certain things that come with it. You can't be black and white like that because what may work for one person may not work for another.
I get that.
But I feel like the path of destruction is faster in a polygamous versus a monogamous.
That depends on the person. Again, that path that person may take may say, hey, I'm going to go the monogamy route. It don't work. It hurt me. Or I learned certain things about myself in that situation that it's not for me. And they go the monogamy route and they flourish. The polygamy route, they flourish. Same thing. The person with the polygamy route, self-destruction, pain, dissatisfaction, they go the monogamy route. It flourishes, but you have to try to find out.
So let me
you can't demonize one side.
Let me point something out that from experience, I know for a fact. Even if you want to compare the two, monogamy has a way greater reward in long term. So even if you hurt for both people, in
general,
for both, I'm gonna explain why because you explained your point.
I did.
All right, so. If you in a monogamous relationship and you guys are basing this entire relationship on the principle of love, which is the basis of it, even if someone get hurt, it's purely gonna still be based on just love. And if you get hurt, it's because somebody stepped outside. So I don't know. I don't.
So you saying that polygamy it's not based on love? Is it
No,
based on
because
lust?
somebody in that circle is being deprived at some point or another.
Have you ever spoken to anybody who was a polygamist and was in a successful polygamous
I
relationship?
don't have to. The numbers just told me.
That's you can't do that. You can't just what's the word? Man, fuck. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like inconsiderate, but just deny or ignore this part and put your perspective first.
How are you denying when the majority is success
But you've
rate?
never-
No,
but
wait.
You don't necessarily have to indulge in it to know that
No, you
the
don't.
success rate is higher
It's
or
not
lower.
about the success rate.
It is about the success rate.
I'm
man.
speaking about is it absolute? Yes or no?
But nothing is absolute.
That's a start. And now we're talking my perspective.
Yeah.
And since nothing is absolute, yes, you're right. It could have a greater failure rate, or monogamy has a greater success rate to what you think works out for you and works out from your perspective as your values that you were raised with, X, Y, and Z. But you cannot fully close the door on this, because what may not have worked or if it doesn't work for the majority may work for a minority, and you got to give them options.
Okay, so let's turn this around, because you're standing strong on what you're standing on. How is that working out for you?
You're not listening.
No.
to me.
We're not about to get.
You're not
We're not gonna play on your chessboard.
You're not listening to me.
How am I not?
Because what I want for me doesn't mean that it's absolute.
No, we still have to base it on experience
From
for
you.
individual
Okay, so let's talk about it.
experience.
Okay, so let's talk
How
about
has
it.
that worked for you?
That's not what I want for me.
End the story. End the story. End the story.
But if you want it for you, then have it.
No,
because-
you just ended it.
No, I
with a
didn't.
conclusion.
I'm saying, if you want polygamy for you and it works for you, don't feel bad about it. Don't feel that you're setting yourself up for failure. Don't feel that it's not going to work out.
I don't think that it's about a feeling
Be
bad.
responsible about it.
I just think that it's not a normality.
But I'm not talking about normality. I'm talking about that if it's not for me, it doesn't mean that it's not for nobody. If it's not for me, that it may not work out for you.
Okay,
that's what I'm
that
saying.
is true. That is hold on. That is very true. However, it is not the ordained way. Like we can say yes. A lot of things.
What's ordained?
God.
Yes.
It's not
Okay,
God
see,
ordained.
Okay, see now.
You don't want to have that conversation.
No, I'm not saying I want to have that
Okay.
conversation. But again,
It's just like right from wrong. Like I feel like that is one of those things we can try and flip it, script it, justify
Any
it, align,
type of way.
statistically Google it. We know right from wrong. It is not it's when we are like, let me tell you, it's like picking your race on a chart. You know there are boxes: single, married, divorced. Where's polygamy on that list? It doesn't exist.
It don't.
Because it is a taught thing. It is
taught
a
behavior.
thing that has been created. It's not a
created.
normality.
you have to
Granted,
understand a lot. Okay, so first of all, you talking about boxes and all that, and you did bring God up.
oh, okay, yeah, I thought you said God, sorry.
No. A lot of the rules that come into this nation, the United States of America, are based on Christian values. Okay? Now, those values, would these same rules and laws and values be the same in a country where the leading religion wasn't Christianity?
Think about Muslims. They have multiple wives.
Yes, they do. But so what I'm saying, well, you brought that up. And I guess I don't want to tie it in, but I'm going to use it as a point. What I'm saying is, if that's the case, then your values are based on a lot of different aspects of your culture, how you grew up. So
Which is the topic
when you
too.
say God, right? Many people follow God differently. How you follow God, other people believe that'll lead you to hell. And how you follow God, you believe other people.
Because if we're following, depending on
there's no
diversity
in
if I'm a
that.
Christian
I'm
and we Christian,
sorry.
we Baptist, we
You
all
stand on
following the same
laws.
way. Versus now, if
no.
we're in different,
Islam believes that Jesus is not the Son of God, but he was a prophet of God. You've already failed.
I know.
No, but what I'm saying is, so how do you determine? So what I'm not even talking about religion, but I'm talking about your determining factor for right and wrong in certain areas for a lot of majority of people is based off the values that you grew up with. What I'm saying as a man and as a human being is that there are no absolutes in life as far as long, for me, as it's not hurting people and it's not hurting yourself, then there is no absolute. What works for you as an individual works for you. Y'all tried to corner me and shit and get me to a position where just because it don't work, I don't want it for me, then obviously I agree with y'all. No, absolutely not. I may agree with y'all, but it doesn't mean that I don't think that this medicine can't work for this person.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, if we go that way, we can easily find ourselves getting off subject, because the subject is it normal? Is polygamy accepted, right? And to your answer,
No, you said why is it?
Why is it accepted, right? So the thing is, what we're trying to outline here is basically, you're right. It might be based on a certain level of belief. Christianity might be tied in to some degree, but that would lead us, because it's a sensitive topic, it could take us into a whole different dynamic, right?
Yeah,
because now we're talking
religion,
about what religion we believe in. But just generally speaking, my concern is for the listeners who may be inspired by the conversation and trying to get a sense of logic from it. What we giving them? That's my thing, right? And my thing is, if we weren't to go the Christianity route, I look at the success rate. Has it proven to work? And in my experience, it hasn't. It still doesn't trump the numbers of monogamous relationship that was successful. That's what I'm saying. But, you entitled to your perspective. But if you look at 8 years compared to 10, 40, and 10, 30, and 40 years, it's a huge difference.
The success rate for the NFL is low, so it's just people.
Now we talk about the
NFL.
NFL.
I'm using examples, right? The entry level is low, so that means everybody should just give up. You know what I'm saying? So every kid that want to be an athlete and be a professional athlete.
No, you don't have to give up, but you have to be realistic.
You have to be okay.
And the reality is,
but should you try?
You can try.
Okay, so then stops there. So if you try it and it works for you, then you go for it. Yeah. If it doesn't work for you, then you stop.
How does it work if it's like, it works in the sense of like, it's a taught thing. It's not you don't wake up and say, not and it to each his own, but 9 times out of 10, polygamy is not the first ideology for people. It can be.
Monogamy is the first ideology.
Exactly. So what I'm to piggyback to that response is like, you don't know until those sets of doors are open. Same thing with the threesome. Mm-hmm. People don't necessarily, until that narrative is presented to them, those thoughts don't necessarily cross your mind.
But again, to me, it's like these things come up for a reason. They come up because of symptoms, of dissatisfaction, of curiosity sometimes, and things of that nature. You have to understand that, yes, monogamy is taught, polygamy is not taught. And again, I'm not advocating for polygamy for nobody. Let me clarify that. Because
you sound like you are, though.
It doesn't matter. I understand because if Switzerland was neutral in the Second World War and didn't fight with the Allies and they didn't fight the Nazis, were they with the Nazis? No, that doesn't mean that they were for the Nazis.
Touché.
And that's literally what I'm saying. I'm saying that just if monogamy is taught, and that's the first thing that's put in the forefront, then you have other things that are taboo, whether that be because of cultural norms, whether that be of religious norms, etc. And if a person goes out and adventures in these things and they find enlightenment and they find growth and they find fulfillment in them, then touche to you. Like, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Live your life and live it to the fullest and live your truth. But I'm not here saying that one way is better than the other way, or anybody should just be polygamous. No, what I'm saying is, hey, I may not do this, but don't let me stop you, or my way stop you from trying something out and discovering what may work for you.
I'm going to say this in my point. Mm-hmm. I'm going to always push the narrative to do what is the correct thing. Even if that is an avenue that's available, if it's not a normality, even if I feel like you said, like, okay, I'm not going to shun you away. No, I'm going to shun you away because polygamy is not the way.
And correct is based off what? Right and wrong is based off what for you personally?
Morality.
And morals come from where for you?
Morals come from upbringing.
Yeah, it comes from society impact, cultural
beliefs,
values, beliefs.
Does that differ from culture to culture and society from society?
You gotta speak for you, brother. I don't care.
No.
What
No.
society you talking about.
You're not.
You talking about something
You're
totally
not. You're not
different.
listening, Hash. Do morals change from region to region, culture from culture, religion from religion?
Yes and no.
How does it matter?
You're not listening.
No. I'm asking you a question because you've been asking all the questions.
Because your morals of where you grew up in Trinidad or Jersey or whatever you did, you're not going to have the same morals and perspectives of somebody that grows up in India, right?
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
I lived in Trinity and for 16 years. I live here for over 15. I still stand on the same morals.
Yeah.
Okay, but do the people that grew up in your experiences based off religion, based off different regions, are they going to think like you do and have the same values and teachings that you did growing up?
If we stood on the same morals there, regardless of what religion we're in, we stand on the same morals here.
No, you're not you.
You mean in a different culture?
In a different culture, in a different country.
We don't necessarily have to have the same, but there can be similarities in the perspective, in the perception. Like, it's just like, and I have, my dad's side of the family is Muslim, but he's not. But the general understanding is just like they believe in Allah, we have Jesus, God, or whatever. But there's one God. Like, regardless of the values of how we view Allah and God, we all are under the same understanding that there is a God.
This is true, but they also believe that the path to God is very different in how you follow and believe in His rules.
Yeah, see.
Now, if you go to Saudi Arabia, a woman can't be covered up. You can't see her body. She has to wear a
full
hijab,
covering,
or she has to wear a burqa.
And guess what, Ken? Even that came from the beginning, the Bible. They just took a portion of it and added it to their religion.
But that's what people believe, though.
But it still came from the same place.
I understand.
Yeah.
Hash, I understand. Okay, but cool. It came from the same place, right? Regardless if it was changed somewhere along the way, right? The people that supposedly believe in God here in America, Christians, don't believe that way, right? They don't follow that. The women aren't covering themselves up from head to toe, right? You can
that environment, because you have people that grew up in that environment that divert and may relocate to here, and now those morals, they're out the window.
Okay, yeah. I think
but
the point was.
I ain't gonna lie.
I know, low key, it did.
I think the point was proven on that.
I like.
But it's good.
I like how
it's all love and games.
Yeah, I like how intense this conversation got. And it's good. What I want to propose to the viewers is, what say you? I like to do a numbers on this. Like, what say you guys?
We need a poll.
Yeah, we need a poll.
So drop your answer.
And maybe we could create a poll, because this is going to require one hell of an editing for sure.
No,
right?
honest opinions.
Yeah, I just want to hear from the viewers. What say you? Are you okay with polygamy? Does it give you some sort of ground to stand on? Is the outcome positive for you after you've experienced it, for those who have experienced it? And, I'd like to hear from as many people as possible, both sides. Obviously, there's two sides to this. But I appreciate the level that this conversation has brought us to. We have already surpassed
beyond our time limit,
right? But it was good. It was good. I'm happy that I was able to share this table with my right hand on this
right hand woman.
Yeah, Mel's Dream, aka Melissa, aka Lissa. I like to call her Lissa.
Yeah,
right?
Hash gonna call me Lissa. He gonna revive the Lissa era.
I like Lissa. You feel what I'm saying? I go by the name of Hash Potent. I am your host. This is the Potent Perspective. This is my brother Ken Gamboa, and he's letting it be known that he's with the threesomes. You feel what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
This is what he
Ladies,
I'm just saying.
my boy up.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all hating hard.
No. He had no idea. It's all love at the table. This is just a conversation.
Never said that.
Right.
It's just perspective.
He led that dynamic.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's saying
perception is everything.
To wife me, please. That's basically what he's saying. And it's okay.
My boy trying to be the next Kevin Gates.
Yes. And you see where that got Kevin Gates.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, that's topics for the next episode.
But I appreciate all the viewers, man. We are going to continue to deliver content for you guys, conversation that will inspire inspired thought, and it would inspire you to want to reevaluate where you stand as a person, right? It's going to challenge belief systems and all that, but that's what we're here for. All right, but until the next time, y'all got any information I want to give? Like for Instagram, y'all, now's the time for y'all to put y'all,
Subscribe to my YouTube channel.
For sure.
Meals by Mel. That's
Meals
it.
by Mel. She gets busy in the kitchen.
Gets down. We don't just get down in conversation. We get down in that kitchen.
In that kitchen. Yeah. Meals by Mel's. What else? What's the website, Mel?
Our website is mealsbymelissa.com. Same thing on Twitter and Facebook.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. And any tip, abbreviation on how they're going to put that in search?
Yes, _ Meals by Mel on Twitter and Instagram, and it's Meals by Mel with 2 L's on Facebook.
You heard it here first.
Ken,
what's your
I don't have an Instagram.
he's going to get one soon, guys.
Maybe.
YouTube. What about YouTube, my
You
friend?
have a YouTube channel. Yeah. YouTube channel is KenGamboa. And I do a lot of content on there.
And he is bilingual. Say something in Spanish to close us out.
Hoy día fue un día extraordinario, o sea, fue algo increíble esta conversación que tuvimos y espero tener más conversaciones más con mi gente aquí, con ustedes también. Just check out the content. There's a lot of thought-provoking stuff out there. You don't know Hausa? How should be speaking?
No, I understand it more than I can speak it.
And look.
Don't be like her.
Don't
be them second generation kids not knowing
I
they
know.
like that.
Look, I know the fundamentals.
Even
okay?
Hash know how to you know how to speak this.
Trini?
Yeah, I got it, but we ain't going to get into that. Long-winded.
We're going to have a language dialect class next episode.
Yeah. And I'm Trinidadian, so y'all finna get some spice. Trust me. But me, you could just Google me, Hash Potent the one on Google. You're going to see a bunch of platforms. I'm everywhere. And I don't really change my handle. I've been rocking with Hash Potent the one for over 15 years. So
it's only one and only.
It's the only one. You feel what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all, man. And until the next time, keep it P. You heard? Your Honor, I speak on behalf of the lost. On behalf of the little nigga trying to get a Porsche.